Yeah, and we could have a lot of teams coming up with 3-2 scores, depending on how the next couple of games go. We have G2 coming up next, up against Tempo Storm. If G2 loses to Tempo Storm, then that's where the divide's going to be. It's going to be at the 3-2, 2-3 mark.
And Tempo Storm picked up their first win in Trinity Series last week, and now they have to face against G2 Esports. And G2, they had a very strong start in Trinity Series, but since then it seems like the matches have been slipping away a little bit.
They did have a substitution after the first couple of weeks there. They had Lothar drop out and Nyria come in taking his place. So it's always a little interesting to see when new players get involved. Not a testament to like if the new player is good or not. It's just the team dynamic. When you add a new player to that, sometimes it can be a little adjustment period.
The way you've been preparing, the way you communicate in general.
Everything's different.
Yeah, indeed it is. And this is where Trinity is so much different as well. At the start of each match, all 9 classes are represented across both teams. At the start of the match, they will ban 2 of the opposing classes from the team they are facing. They will not be available for play. Of the 7 classes remaining, they will then choose 6 of them to come to battle with, which means one of them gets left behind. From there, they play a match where the first team to take 6 games wins the set.
And the trend we mostly have been seeing is Druids get banned away, then Priests get banned away, and then Hunters get left behind.
And there's that Druid, there's that Priest, and there's that Hunter.
Every time.
Pretty spot on.
Almost every time this has been happening. We did see Love You Lots kind of pull a different strategy last week where Hunter picked up 3 wins for them. Most of the players, it seems like, are not trying to adapt that strategy. They are still leaving Hunter behind.
Yeah, and there you can see Tice is going to pilot Mage and Paladin. RDU is going to be on Shaman Warlock, and Nyria is going to be on Warrior and Rogue. And while they will be piloting these decks individually and making those final says, the teams typically vote on what plays they want to make. And trusting that pilot at the end can come down to it, but for the most part, it's been a democracy.
Yeah, for the most part, a democracy with usually one strongest voice that counts for 2 votes a lot of the time. One player is usually the leader among the teams. And then Tempo Storm, we have Just Saiyan piloting the Mage and the Rogue, Trump piloting the Paladin and the Warlock, and I believe Eloise is not here. And so her classes will be picked up by Just Saiyan and Trump, the Shaman and the Warrior. That's right. Eloise was unable to attend the match. She's in flight at the moment. And so Just Saiyan and Trump going to be having to work. And last week, Trump was missing from the lineup, and it was Just Saiyan and Eloise. Something that we have been talking about was the leadership and how the teams with strong leaders have been performing a lot better. Right. A lot of Tempo Storm's team has just been discussion. Right. And then they kind of come to a conclusion after discussing. No one's taking the reins and really saying, we need to be doing X, Y, or Z. Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why they've been struggling. It's just no clear leader causes a lot of problems in Hearthstone because you kind of have to pick a game plan and stick to it. And sometimes Tempo Storm gets a little wishy-washy with their game plan, and they start going one way, but then shake it back and try and go the other way, and then they're just lost somewhere in the middle. Yeah, compare it like G2, for instance, where the leader seems to have been the player who is currently piloting the deck. They put a lot of faith in that pilot to really be driving the discussion because they're the ones who have to actually make the decisions. Right. We've seen RDU take the lead and really drive the discussion when he's piloting. Tice has done the exact same thing. When Lothar was in there even, Lothar was very active in the discussion and trying to drive the understanding of why they were doing something. With Nyria in there, it's been a lot of the same, but Nyria has certainly been driving a lot more of that discussion. Yeah, Nyria was the big leader in Team Liquid last year when Liquid made it to the live finals. So he's definitely a strong voice and a strong player, and it's kind of interesting seeing how he works with, Tyson RDU, who are a little bit more outspoken than his previous team on Liquid. I would tend to agree so. Nyria, of course, heading to his 2nd World Championship this year after he made 2 championship appearances this year as well. He's a good leader to follow, I think. he's been doing all right for himself. Something about Ukrainian players, man. It must be the water. Yeah, you got Nyria and Kalento both in Worlds, right? And Old Boy just made an appearance at Championships, and while he performed quite weak there, he talked over and over about how exhausted he was. But something that Purple and I talked about was how quickly he learns. He came to that tournament playing control decks, and he just doesn't play control. He said he didn't play aggro because not drawing a 1-drop literally tilts him. And so he had to play control in such a big stakes match. But game number 1's getting underway. Tempo Storm looks like they are leading off with Rogue. Lich King has been quite a welcome addition to this deck over the last couple weeks. Yeah, just a little bit more value as the metagame has kind of slowed down. It's going to be a card that they don't want in their opening hand, but Tempo Storm is going to be glad to have it in their deck in this matchup against the controlling mage from G2.
Yeah, that's something that I want to note, too, is I've noticed a lot of players are keeping high-end threats in their opening hand sometimes. And the reason for that is because so much of the deck is polarized, where it's either all early stuff and then all late stuff, where there's very little middle game. Rogue is one of the few decks that has a ton of middle game, and one of the decks that I really haven't been seeing people keep high-end stuff with, Sans Cairn. Because Cairn is such a powerful tool for setting up post-Vile Spine and for setting up into Bone Mare. Now, the Lich King says, no, you are picking me.
Yeah, it's a good card in the matchup for sure. It's just, it costs 8, so you got a little while before you can play it. But it can even pick up healing, which is so influential against mage decks, especially slower mage decks.
And G2 looks like they're playing the mage deck that they have been bringing in the past, where it is sort of like a burn mage, but they have the Jaina package thrown in at the top end as well. You know, this has been a very common addition to this deck also, but for the most part, it's just good mage cards.
Pretty much, and it has the ability to do quite well against decks that don't run healing. So if you find yourself up against, you know, an Evolved Shaman or a Tempo Rogue, you can Alex them and then kill them immediately with 15 points of burn.
Yeah, I do think this is quite a good matchup for G2. The main thing for them is just to contain pressure.
Yeah, and you can see them start right away. There are a lot of 3-drops in the Rogue deck. We can see 3 different 3-drops that are probably 2-ofs in the hand of Tempo Storm right now. Right. So making sure to get that Doomsayer down so one of those can't be developed easily is pretty powerful.
Yeah, if you think about how the 3-drops work, you don't want to respond with Doomsayer because there's Cold Bloods, there's Backstab SI afterwards. You know, even just something as weird as like a Plague Scientist, which has crept in and out of some of these decks, is a viable option. So I like the Doomsayer.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Let's listen into G2 and hear how they're going to pilot this mage deck.
Deal 2 damage.
You see, now they have no board and they have Ice Block going about.
I mean, they definitely had a free drop, right? Guys, do you hear me? Guys? Guys, do you hear me? Guys?
Probably just fine, and then we just we give him 2 draws off of it.
Sure, you're the one that's more experienced in this one. I thought this was a tricky turn. Go for it.
Or we can go for Swashbuckler, Tar Creeper, and save the captain. I think that's also fine. 2 different lines here. Because most of the time, if they...
Let's go Burglar first and see what happens. Both lines could be interesting.
AI is actually not a bad card either. I think we'll have time to play it. I'm just going to go ahead and play Tar Creeper here.
Right.
I think overall it's probably going to be better because otherwise it can go Secret, Coin, Valet, and we don't want that.
I kind of like pinning Acolyte and maybe playing Glyph.
I was thinking, like, what if you get, like, Glyph first and you get, like, a Fireball, you have a value trait?
Yeah,
go Glyph first.
So that's why I want to go first with it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Got a Meteor, got a Flame Strike, got a Nova.
Flame Strike is quite good.
Yeah, it's best, for sure.
Is it better than Meteor? Meteor is also quite good going in.
It's better than Meteor, but I'm not sure if it's better than Nova, maybe. That was
Actually, we have double Flame Strike in our deck, so maybe Meteor is better.
Meteor is good if they have Hydra on 5.
Let's pick Meteor. We have Flame Strike to draw. We'll draw in a lot of cards right now.
So
and just ping Acolyte, right?
Yeah, just ping it.
And I just want to pass now.
They can overdraws.
Now let them
It doesn't
do that.
matter.
I don't care if I overdraw a card.
It's irrelevant.
Ooh, we're giving him credit for it too.
If we want to.
That's
this
true.
turn I want to go Captain, Coldblood the Tar Creeper, trade in the patches because we want Swashbuckler on for Shadow Step.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Agreed?
Yep, if you can hear me, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Alright.
What about Flame Blizzard?
That's what I was gonna suggest.
I'm not sure, because I still think Block Valet is
Nah,
The
it's not
thing
strong
is,
here.
if you coin Blizzard, you give yourself options. You can block Valet, the Tar Creeper, and then trade Acolyte into Captain. You can have a good Meteor. There's plenty of options if you do that, I think. I kind of like it.
Oh, okay. Now it's getting a lot.
Maybe Nova? And trade Nova...
I'm not sure about it. Like, you can also go coin Blizzard now, then you have Nova.
No, by Nova we set up Flame Strike. Coin Flame Strike.
But you don't need to trade, you can just ping Nova.
Oh yeah, ping Nova.
Ping Tar Creeper and Nova. And
We
keep your
we can also attack first. Maybe we draw something that is too.
No,
mana.
I would keep the Acolyte. I think we should keep the Acolyte. Actually, keeping Acolyte is bad if they have Vile Spine, because they can kill it.
Yes.
Because they have the Firefly in the hand.
We could attack into Tar Creep and ping this Captain. So we also threaten Blizzard.
What to do?
I like that. I kind of like that.
And you wanna attack too?
So attack first, yeah, if we do that.
Ping
And
the
now, ping the Captain and Nova.
Yeah.
It's better than like Nova coin
Runs out on me.
Ice Block.
Definitely. You
Definitely.
wanna keep the coin. If we can keep the coin, we can keep the for Jaina. Like maybe we go Blizzard next turn, and then if they overextend, we can Flame Strike, and then we can coin Jaina afterwards.
On me too.
And then we have follow-ups. I think this is the best because we keep the coin. Yeah, I like this a lot. I like this play a lot. Play on Vile Spine. Yeah, looking good.
Are both teams having hearing issues? Not anymore for G2, of course, but they clearly couldn't hear RDU at the start. And then Tempo Storm, Trump goes, "If you can hear me," as he mentioned. So hopefully that gets sorted out sooner rather than later.
Well, hopefully this board gets sorted out sooner rather than later, too. Tempo Storm seems like they have a lot of minions out there, but they have to worry about Coin Flame Strike maybe happening. They have to worry about Blizzard coming down and shutting down most of their development. It's not looking great for the Rogue.
I think Blizzard is the biggest one on their mind because of that hero power into the South Sea Captain on the far left.
So maybe they'll just play the Edwin Van Cleef and they'll walk right into this Flame Strike.
Of course, we heard G2 say also 2 Flame Strikes in the deck. And that's what I wanted to allude to with that package. They tend to play more AoE cards to really play to that Jaina heavily.
Which maybe means that there might not be even Fireball in the deck. That's a card that we've been seeing get cut a lot from these controlling mage decks. As the meta's been slowing down, they play more to that Jaina package and they don't run Fireballs.
No development from Tempo Storm, though, which I like.
Yeah, they're going to respect the Flame Strike.
Does that give G2 the time to simply use Blizzard in this spot, though, and then coin out the Jaina?
Yeah, I think that's a very viable option. One of the things you got to be scared about is, well, if we do use Blizzard, we leave up the Tar Creeper, and what happens if they Bone Mare that? Then they have a 6 health minion and a 5/5 out there. Now suddenly G2 can't deal with both of those at the same time.
Yep. Don't have the mana to Secret Meteor and Medivh's Valet in that instance.
Right. So honestly, I like the full board clear going into turn 7. This is a double Bone Mare deck. Full board clear going into turn 7 is really strong, but they're going to go with the Blizzard, and maybe a Bone Mare comes out to try and punish this. Or maybe a giant Edwin Van Cleef.
That sounds good, too. Plays around Flame Strike.
Yeah, they just need to make sure they position nicely around Meteor, and then they should be good.
This guy's toast.
I like it.
Far left win.
In this way, they get to save the Bone Mare for, burst.
South Sea Deckhand.
Yeah, exactly. Bone Mare, South Sea Deckhand, 6 damage. Leroy's 6 damage.
It's a very nice setup from Tempo Storm. And they did that immediately. That is what they anticipated by playing as they did into the Blizzard turn, which was just nothing. They're like, well, don't do anything. Let them Blizzard.
Yeah, it's very strong. So they don't really need too much more damage. If they're able to connect 1 additional damage from board, then... Do they even need that? They don't even need that because they have the 2 dagger charges.
Plus Leroy.
Yeah, the Leroy plus the Bone Mare, South Sea Deckhand, and 2 dagger charges is 14 damage. So they don't actually need any damage from board to connect for the rest of the game to be able to kill G2.
That being said, they got to get past the ice blocks.
Right, the ice blocks, the barriers.
Board clears.
So the secrets then kind of complicate things. But let's hear what G2's thinking about this reload.
What about just Flame Striking? Can we die to something? Yeah, we can die.
Yeah, I like the Meteor. We have to be Meteor, I think.
Yeah, Meteor and Barrier, right?
I'm not sure I like Icebook maybe more.
Not because they can proc us and then Beggar is useless.
It's not because we have second one.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It's better because we can Flame Strike plus Medieval now.
What if they Bone Mare? We don't have the...
I mean, we don't have it either.
We don't get popped if they have the Bone Mare. We can coin Jaina.
Yeah, that's one of the advantages.
Like, is there a point to pop them this turn? With Leroy deckhand?
I wonder.
They already played the Meteor, right? So... I want to go deckhand.
I mean, we can set them at 1, which is good, right? Since we can always threaten them with a knife.
Yeah, so we should start with deckhand, right?
Sure.
Attack face. Actually, no. We want to go with Edwin first, so we can set them to 1. Okay, so it is Ice Block. I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, perfect.
And... Okay, so... I want to kill a 1-1 here, right? Instead of...
No, we want to set them to 1.
No, but they double trade and... 16.
We can just send them 1 so we can threaten lethal with Dagger. Because they can freeze our board. What? We want to set them at 1.
No, I think it's not a big deal to set them to 1 here. So the idea is like they can't coin Alex and play the Leroy, right?
I mean, it's probably a winning line either way, but I feel like this is a clear set them to 1 thing with the Dagger. Do they even run Frostbolt in that deck?
Frostbolt? Yeah, of course. Like, I just don't want the Leroy to be cleared, right? Because if they Alex now, we have lethal on board. So I eliminate that option to Alex. Otherwise, their best line is to kill the Leroy and go for Alex their own face.
What to do?
Huh.
What to do?
So I give him, like, you give him, like, too much health, right? Like, we have Bone Mare anyway.
Okay.
Like, we don't need to set them to 1 after this, I don't think.
I'm glad that you overrode me there. That sounds like a legitimate reason.
Like, you want to play around... Like, what can they do, right? They want to go Blizzard, coin, Ice Block? Maybe?
Sure.
I think
Go
it's
for it. Go. So Barrier, Valet, the Edwin, and then
I have to play.
Leroy.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
It's pretty much
You are on fire.
only Psych.
I'm not sure if we have great follow-ups.
Yes. I mean, we can always Ice Block. We have Jaina.
We might afford to Jaina, like I don't think they can deal that much.
Do you want to play Lich King or Bone Mare then?
That's a tough call. I think it's Lich King and Slush, which would mean Slush first.
Kazakus. Okay.
We're almost there. We just need Backstab and Skillbane.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good card. Ooh, that's really good.
Thanks.
They will Wild Spine us.
I can Flame Strike, double trade.
And the Archaeologist.
Also Alex, but you have to acknowledge Lich King if you're Alex.
But
Nah,
also
that's
we
not-
heal for 13, but we keep a lot of damage.
I don't think Alex is the line.
I think it's Flame Strike, Archaeologist.
Yeah. There's too much punishment also with the Lich King cards there now.
They have a way to kill us if they have like the damage and some damage in hand, but there's nothing we can do about it.
No, that's fine. Yeah, this is the line. And now we go. Yeah, Alex or Jaina, depending on how much pressure. All the secrets drawn, man.
It's a secret. Nice. Oh, is this lethal? Yes, right?
Yep. Woohoo.
With the Bone Mare.
Yep.
6, 7. Okay.
Good play. It's at this point that I should remind you that you have much more experience, so, you know, trust your instinct.
Alright. Because I feel like if we didn't kill the 1/1, they wouldn't have to use coin to clear up the Leroy, right? And then they have more opportunities to come back on a swing turn, I think.
I think that was wonderfully set up by just saying at the end there, choking out the Alex potential by trading off and leaving them at 2 instead of 1. So the dagger doesn't threaten, but they take away that big swing turn.
Yeah, I think that was super important. It was really crucial. Made them have to use additional resources to clear the board and stay in it. And Rogue able to take what is probably an unfavorable there?
I would say it's definitely an unfavorable matchup. You know, the two big things to look at was the non-Flame Strike turn, where it didn't clear the board. That one extra minion made a big impact.
Right.
The setup with Blizzard gave Tempo Storm an opportunity to set up against what they anticipated after the Blizzard. They did just that. Every single turn, they had something to set up the turn more awkward than what G2 anticipated.
One of the important things that the Rogue did there with Tempo Storm, they saved the Bone Mare buffs. A lot of players, you know, turn 7 rolls around, they had a minion on the board, people just jammed the Bone Mare on it. But both of the Bone Mares were waiting to try and connect with a South Sea Deckhand, so they could charge in the Bone Mare damage and kind of turn Bone Mare South Sea Deckhand into a make-your-own fireball, which is really good against the controlling Mage deck, because the Mage deck can stop the pressure on board, but they can't stop a Charger. They can't interact with that.
It's very difficult.
So, you know, a deck that typically has no out-of-hand burn damage, when you think about it, they gave it 2 fireballs.
Takes some time, but it unlocks it. Rogue is certainly emerging as I think a deck that was much more powerful than people anticipated that it would be. You know, we've been thinking, oh, Priest is #1, Druid's #1. Rogue is really starting to solidify itself in that spot. And while it hasn't been super successful in Trinity Series thus far, I think a lot of that has been people still figuring out the builds. The deck being very intentionally focused on by multiple decks because people know they're not going to ban it.
Right. It's the kind of like the best deck that no one's banning. So most teams bring a super hard counter to Rogue in their lineup somewhere.
Yeah. This time, though, one of the good matchups for G2 does not succeed. And so that's a big win for Rogue. If Rogue takes 2 wins, I would say that that's typically the favorite team there because it means it beat a counter deck.
And sometimes you have to even rely on like the Rogue mirror at that point, and things can get pretty ugly.
It almost worked out last series. Almost.
So, what do you think G2 is bringing as their counter deck to Rogue?
Well, that is a great question. You know, I think Mage is one of the strongest decks that there is against it, but there are plenty of Warrior builds that I think are strong against it as well. Something that Rogue really struggles with is punishing Warrior by leaving a minion around. Warrior constantly is able to dismantle minions that are in play, and then when something big happens, they just kill it with Execute or Shield Slam. And with Shield Slam, they get back to life because they're shield blocking with it, and with an Execute, they're usually getting some sort of development from it. I think it's very difficult for Rogue to grab and keep a threatening board presence against Warrior.
And we saw it last series, Shaman was able to do lots of great work against Rogue, being able to punish them for having a lack of AoE, being able to go really wide on the board, and Rogue being unable to kill all of the small minions, and then Bloodlust being able to get in tons of damage.
Yeah, or just Flame Tongue or Jade Lightning cleanups.
Yeah. So they had...
Shaman's scary to leave minions on board.
Exactly. So G2 has, you know, almost every deck available, so you have to imagine they're going to have a pretty solid response to Rogue. But one of the most powerful things about leading off with Rogue is Rogue doesn't have that many 2 bad matchups, which is why it's tier 1, which is why you see it so often on ladder. It's because it's like pretty good against everything.
Yeah, and its bad matchups are quite poor versus other things. You know, that's one of the reasons why you've been seeing, I think, some dedicated counterplay to Rogue is, you know, some of your classes just are not going to be strong across the board. So what do you use them for? The matchups you're most worried about.
Sure. And the Rogue mirror coming out for G2 Esports, that Mage might have been their Rogue counter.
It might have been.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we saw last series from Team Liquid, and it was unsuccessful.
Right. And then they had to queue up the Shaman afterwards.
This looks awfully similar to that as well. G2 doesn't have coin.
Yeah.
I think it's an important card in this matchup. Team Liquid did not have coin last time, and Edwin and Backstab are both in hand for Tempo Storm, which is what Misfits had in their opening hand.
And they even have a Swashwriggler to go with it, so there's going to be a big Edwin Van Cleef this game. Having the coin as a Tempo Rogue player just feels so much better. You get to see more cards to make your combos happen, and you just have a coin, which is crazy good with Rogue as a class.
You just have a coin.
Yeah, you get to coin out SIs.
Buy that piece of bubblegum.
It's a whole lot of good. Okay.
That guy is a 4-mana 5/3. It says your weapons do not lose durability during your turn. I don't remember the name of it, but I do remember what it does.
Runeforge Haunter.
Haunter.
Very Halloween themed.
Ooh.
He's hunting.
Spooky.
Yeah. Do you think maybe Blizzard would change the RNG to make it so more Halloween-themed cards happened.
Oh, Eviscerate!
Yeah.
I was just talking about this too. Eviscerate has been climbing into a lot of rogue decks, and I think specifically for mirror matches. Prince Kaliseth is great when you draw it on 2, but when you don't draw it, Prince Kaliseth gets awfully bad in the later stages. Having that little bit of extra reach allows you to be the aggressor and pressure your opponent.
Well, it's just a crazy efficient removal tool as well.
Yeah.
Like, you can secure the tempo and get minions ahead on your opponent because 2 mana deal 4 is nuts.
Yeah, well, Edwin Van Cleef looks nuts as well, but Eviscerate and Backstab are in hand for G2. Let's see how Tempo Storm takes on this turn.
Dagger here, clear, and then if they have Captain, we can go swash Coin Edwin. Because I feel like the Backstab is such a waste here.
That's true, and given their 2 keep, one would assume one of them would be playable, right?
Yeah, so maybe they kept even Shaku. If they kept Shaku, Tar Creeper's good into it, and we can wait a turn on Edwin. If they kept Captain, it's perfect. If they kept Tar Creeper, it's awkward. But I don't think we can beat awkward Tar Creeper, because if we played Edwin, it'd just be awkward Tar Creeper, swing Edwin in anyway, right? And they wouldn't even make the Tar Creeper play then if we made the Edwin.
It sounds legit. So we're trying to aim to play Edwin on about turn 4 then, so we get like a turn or 2 before the Valspine.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the idea here, is that out of the three drops, Captain we can beat, Shaku is fine, we just play Tar Creeper. If they played Tar Creeper, if we made Edwin this turn, they just wouldn't play Tar Creeper into
Ooh, this is good for us.
Yeah. So, swash.
Yeah.
Start. Fan is not bad.
It's pretty solid.
So I am kind of stuck whether or not we should use Dagger here versus trading the patches.
I think absolutely.
Dagger is the problem, because we're playing Barnes next turn, right? And then we might want to play... No, we should go Dagger Tar Creeper, because at that point the 1-drops are important for proccing Valspine, so I probably have time to re-Dagger on turn 5, right? So the Dagger charge is fine to use here.
Isn't it good to still have a 1-1 over a Dagger anyways? It doesn't seem likely they can clear the 1-1.
You could do that. And then like backstab if said win, I don't know.
No, I like run first guy and backstab the second pirate and just hold. And next turn, because they will play something, right?
And how is like Golaka attack Redagger?
Golaka attack, Redagger, and backstab the Edwin. But then we have no activator except backstab AVs.
Yeah, but there will be something to backstab, right?
So
I
like
Golaka attack, Redagger, backstab the Edwin.
Run first guy gives us opportunity. They will not clear him, so we can suicide.
What if they have like a deckhand or something, then they just clear him and we lose the game?
Yeah. So what do you do? Golaka?
I feel Golaka more.
Backstab the Edwin and face tank the pirate Redagger. That's like a more solid line.
It's like the same play, but just less punish. It's the same stat. It's even a better stat line.
Yeah.
Worse against Stoned.
They don't call him Ed Lose Van Cleef, Firebat.
He is putting in work, that's for sure. But I want to talk about G2 Esports Rogue deck list here. It is heavily teched for the Rogue Mirror. They took out Prince Kaliseth, they added Eviscerates and Galacta Crawlers. Galacta Crawlers are sweet against Rogue because they play so many pirates, including, you know, Deckhand, Swashbucklers, Captain, and Eviscerates line up pretty well against most of Rogue's minions.
However,
Edwin Van Cleef is a very strong card, and, you know, as much as you try and check your deck, if 24 or so of the cards are exactly the same, it's tough to have that much of an edge.
Whoa! That's a damage!
Yeah, there's a lot of respect towards maybe Cold Blood, or as well just Cobalt Scalebane coming down.
Deal 8.
It seems odd. They also have Leroy in hand.
Deal 8.
Right.
I think that maneuver from Tempo Storm could cost them a lot of ground. They are not anticipating Eviscerate, which they should be. They just saw Galacta Crawler.
Exactly, so they should know that there's an Eviscerate, but taking that trade indicates they're playing around Cold Blood but not Eviscerate. So I don't think they were able to make the read that most likely Cold Bloods are out, Eviscerates are in.
And here's the thing: this is probably tunnel vision. You know, you're playing against Rogue. You know they have Prince Kaliseth. They have Prince Kaliseth. They can't have Eviscerate. You see Galactic Crawler, it doesn't even register. You're just like, oh, they teched in Galactic Crawlers to fight the mirror.
Yeah, and they didn't realize. Wait a minute, that means they can't play Prince.
It's
that means they
plain
must
sight.
play Eviscerate.
And if your opponent traded in your 3/4, I like the Cobalt Scalebane here. They're probably trading into that.
Sure. Well, let's listen into Tempo Storm and hear what they're going to do about this Cobalt Scalebane.
I think we start with Swash because right now our turn's not looking great.
So the one alternate is Fan Dagger and then trade off Barnes if we think the 5/5 is threatening enough. But I do lean towards Swash too.
Yeah, because, I mean, if we go Fan Dagger, we're very reactive. I don't think we need to be that reactive yet. A sat coin. Okay, we're doing that, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Not quite as good as Slayer, but still pretty good.
Incredible.
Incredible. Really incredible.
Incredible would be Valspine Slayer.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's basically Valspine, right? So it's not bad.
Yeah.
Just go run for GVs and kill.
And next turn we can always do it, yeah. They still have one of these elementals in their hand.
Yeah. And they have one more card from the first watch.
Yeah, we can set up the board so they can't... I think they have right now... They have 3 cards. They have probably Ballmare in hand and 2 other cards. One from the top that we don't know. And 2 others.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm also make the mention that we're not actually in that good of shape.
We have 2 Cold Bloods. I think it's not too bad. Oh, they got the Valspine now. Okay, they wanted to wait on it. Okay, if they have Bone Mirror now, then we're in like kind of a bad spot.
Yeah. Well, we do have the Leroy Finn and Knives combo someday. Let's see, 3. Nope, can't quite kill it. Huh.
So worst comes to worst, we can go Leroy Fan, right? Next turn.
Right.
So I say we push the face damage. This turn, just Elemental, SI the face, Hero Power.
Yep, I agree with that.
Okay.
This guy's toast.
So if the Bone Mirror comes out,
Just dead.
Shaco.
So we're dead.
It's okay, Shaco here.
Yeah, we're dead to Leroy, but nothing we can do.
Face, right?
No! Oh yeah, with the dagger, sure. I mean, with the Valspine you trade every time.
Cool, 6-7 sweep would be pretty good.
6 is not on this team, Trump. Our last member is Eloise. Have you forgotten so soon?
What?
And you heard it. 6-0 sweep would be awfully nice. And yes, it would. In fact, I think it might be quite necessary for Tempo Storm to close this out very decisively because they are at 1-3 right now. They need a big match win. They need a decisive match win. Really put their hopes right back in the running.
Yeah, they at 1-3, they are one of the bottom teams in the Trinity Series right now, but they are in position to maybe get a 6-0 sweep with Rogue as they defeated the anti-Rogue Rogue, and they've defeated the Mage deck that seemed well positioned against the Rogue.
And those are 2 matchups that are very good against Rogue.
Yeah, it's what is left now to answer this Rogue.
There's still some fight left for G2 here. Shaman still does fight, and Warrior still can fight.
Right.
A lot of times you put a lot of attention to Rogue because these other classes are meant to service as other things. So you want to bring classes that are strong versus multiple
classes. It really
classes.
seemed like the Rogue from G2 was the deck they were putting the attention on to counter the Rogue. It had the 2 Galactic Crawlers in there. It had the Eviscerates in there. It seemed like their anti-Rogue deck, and Edwin ran away with that game.
Tempo Storm has overcome that big counter, and so that is a major point in this match for Tempo Storm. And the thing that I like is that they've been playing very well thus far. That trade with Edwin was very suspect to me.
That was very suspect.
However, the not killing it on the following turn for G2, did that cost them anything? They ran right into the Swashbuckler Eviscerate, which granted, you can't anticipate Swashbuckler Eviscerate, but you certainly can anticipate Bilespine Slayer.
Yeah, it's... I think they're playing much better than the previous week.
I totally agree.
I think that, each week Tempo Storm has been getting stronger.
And notice that, just saying, we were talking about this before the match. He's leading right now.
Right.
In game 1, he took the lead. He said, no, we don't want to pop him at 1. We want to take away their potential counterplay.
I love to see that, because previously we've had Tempo Storm be in spots where, Just Saying was a quieter voice on the team, and I think he needs to be the leader. I think he is the strongest player on Tempo Storm's squad, and he needs to take control.
He has a lot of tournament experience, too.
Right, and now he's actually doing it, and they're winning.
You love to see that.
Yeah.
Rogue and Shaman have not been performing super well for G2.
Uh-oh. Yeah, the two Rogue counters you said were going to be either the Warrior or the Shaman that have some fight. They're a little below average on Warrior and Shaman, so they're not the comfort picks for G2.
Paladin has done a ton of work for G2.
Well, Paladin's weak against Rogue.
And, well, I'm just saying in their matches. That's,
sure,
that's a point to look at. They had 1 week where they won 5 games in a row with Paladin.
And they're going with Warlock here to try and counter the Rogue. The Rogue versus the Control Warlock, how do you think that matchup pans out?
I don't think it's out of hand for Warlock. In fact, I think Warlock has a lot of game against it. The thing about it is it's quite feast or famine. If you don't have the early game to take out stuff, you take too much damage in the mid stages, and then Leroy is a big threat later on.
Right.
If you do have that clear, however, I think it's quite easy to contain the board. Abyssal Enforcer doesn't fight as well against Rogue as does versus other classes, but that's where you try to pick things up with Siphon Souls or with Big Defiles positions.
I'm just afraid of the tech Tempo Storm has in their Rogue, because we saw the Lich King. We saw Barnes, which indicates maybe a Karen as well. So there's some big boys in there, in that Rogue deck, which means it's going to be hard to remove all of those things as the control deck. Like, extra late-game threats in a Tempo deck is what control decks fear.
That's definitely true. I don't think there's any question about that, but
ooh,
I don't mind it. Maybe they have Galaka Crawlers in their Warlock as well.
Wouldn't be bad. Honestly, at this point in the metagame, Galaka Crawlers, you could justify them in almost any deck.
And the first sign of misfortune for Tempo Storm. G2 picks up Elise. That tells me they're a little bit more threat heavy.
A little slower, too. That's not where you want to be against Rogue. You want to be more removal heavy. So that's obviously why it wasn't their first choice to counter the Rogue.
You have Drain Soul in there as well, though. So I think they're fairly polarized in where their cards are sitting. That seems to be a big trend in this metagame. You play a lot of early game cards, a lot of late game cards.
And just nothing in the middle except maybe Scalebane.
The 5 drops that you need in the middle is like, that's where the middle stage, quote unquote, sits for most decks. They tend to focus very polarized ranges.
All right, let's pop into G2 here and see what is their plan with this Warlock deck. How are they going to make Warlock beat Rogue?
It might just hurt our curve a lot.
It's only bad against... Actually, it's fine to just tap and next to Farseer as well. It's better for the curve.
Like, the curve is the only issue here.
It's also bad to Captain backstab.
No, yeah, as well.
So maybe just tap.
Yeah, alright, let's go with the tap then.
Yeah, it's bad for the curve overall. We don't coin the Mistress, right?
No.
It would be better to coin Earth Ring than just Mistress.
Alright. I want to play a little bit faster in this matchup because I feel like we tilted them already with the Swashbuckler Assassinate pull, and at the same time, we don't have too many decisions. We want them to play fast and hopefully miss something.
Sure, I agree. I'm down for Turbo Barnes next turn.
Twilight Drake out. Okay, that's fine. We never kill this. We can't, but yeah. Barnes, yeah.
I agree.
Tonight, a tale of terror.
Come on.
Tar, Creeper, nice. Well, it's not Karen, but it's a 3-1. We'll take it.
Yep.
It's a Turbo Barnes power play!
Yeah, we can go with that. I don't know if Tar Creeper is what Turbo Barnes is.
What does that mean?
Turbo Barnes is like when you Barnes a Gadgets and Auctioneer or like a Lich King.
Is that what you've referred to as a Turbo Barnes before? I've never heard that term.
I've never heard it. I'm just assuming that doesn't exist. It seems pretty turbo if you get one of those ones, but this was more of like a medium speed Barnes.
That is a huge draw for Tempo Storm.
Now that's a turbo backstab.
Yeah, okay. If you turbo out this Barnes, you turbo out this backstab.
Oh yeah.
And then you turbo face.
Lots of turbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn on the afterburners.
It's heating up. Lots of firepower.
This is inverse turbo.
This is the slowest turbo backstab I have ever seen.
I want you to imagine a world where you don't Vile Spine this turn.
I don't want to live in that world.
Now, what they're trying to do is create the illusion that they have more to do.
Right.
Which is quite wise. G2 has not had any information that Patches is in hand. The only thing they know right now is that Flame Elemental. So these tools have to be partitioned perfectly, or Tempo Storm's going to run out of resources. And drawing the Patches isn't so much about that you don't get Patches out of your deck, it's that you don't have a different card in your hand.
Right.
Yes. Hit him in the face so they have less life. Let's listen to G2. They're getting hit, and they're having less life.
Way to go here, man. It's way too good.
If you manage to clear the board for next turn, we will win every time.
Don't know if it's gonna be that easy though. But yeah, if we get Bone Merd, it's annoying.
I wonder.
And they Hellfire. So we get underneath the Abyssal turn, right? Or we could play Cairn and then just trade a 3-3 away into their 3-3. That way Cairn likely survives. Because otherwise they just trade 3-3 into Cairn Hellfire. Actually, it's not even that bad because the Dreadlord can't trade into it, right? So I think the Cairn play is better. And I'm just wondering whether or not we should trade into 3-3.
Huh, let's see. How do we get punished if we don't trade?
Oh god, you don't want to ask that question. I think the matchup dictates us to go face here most of the time. It's just that.
I mean, we can also just value attack in the Dreadlord Drain Soul, the other one. That clears quite well. Then you have 2 minions at 1 HP. Can go Stonehill then. Blocking the attack if they go Bone Mare.
Stonehill Drain Soul isolates
Yeah.
Cairn.
You like Stonehill Drain skill? And then trade with the 4-5 into something?
I mean, technically, we could trade into Cairn and Drain Soul 1 and trade 3-3 into another one. And play
Why do you like
Yeah,
that
like I
more?
think you trade the 3-3 in that 3-3.
Really?
That like, yeah, because of otherwise Bone Mare. Like you want only the 4-5 Karen to get Bone Mared here.
We can even make them to Bone Mare Bane.
But I think it's Ghost Stonehill.
Stonehill first.
Okay, yeah, Stonehill first, sure. Leaf King or Voidwalker? I can play Voidwalker now if I take it.
Void
I like Voidwalker here.
And trade into Cairn with 4-5 and Drain Soul the other guy.
Yeah, and trade Farseer into
Yeah, trade the first here.
and Voidwalker.
This is really good.
Yeah, that's really good. It defends the 4-1.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you can leave the Cairn up actually. Just Cairn trades into 1-4, Patches SI trades into 1-3, Dagger hits the 4-1.
Well, the dagger hits the 1-3, right? And Patches hits the 4-1?
Ah, yes.
This guy's toast.
And then next turn we have Deckhand to trade into Infernal with the 4-1, and then we go Scale Bane, Flame Elemental to redevelop the board, right?
Right.
Yeah, so we should.
This is some picture-perfect stuff that's going on.
Yeah, it's looking good. Both players starting to fizzle out of steam, though. I'm feeling like the Warlock has an edge here.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes toe-to-toe, I mean, again, you know, a big one to look at is the Patches draw. It's replacing a different card from Tempo Storm right now. That being said,
if Tempo Storm does pick up like a Bone Mare or something big, or their Lich King...
There's a lot of big stuff.
Yeah, there's still some surprises around the corner.
Karen is dealing 4 more damage.
Karen's been putting in a lot of work. Such a powerful card against controlling decks.
It's even good just in a lot of aggro battles. They go back and forth in the early game, and you find yourself in these styles of positions where, you know, if this was an aggro battle going back and forth, the Karen seals the deal on landing a Bone Mare sometimes. Oh, mama.
I like that.
Now, I like the Cobalt Scalebane a lot more than that, but the Tar Lurker's a pretty big one to drop down afterwards.
It's just a nice hefty minion, and they synergize very well together.
Well, against Warlock especially. You know, health-efficient minions are very good versus Defile, versus Mortal Coil, versus Hellfire, etc. This turn was set up quite wonderfully by Tempo Storm. And here we go.
Right, but they just have very limited gas going forward. They're really relying on the top of their deck to make something happen.
This Scalebane is going unchecked right now. G2 needs a pickup here. And that's pickup.
Wow, they don't even necessarily have to do that. They can contest it with a Elise
don't
Trailblazer.
give me that. I'm ripping that Siphon Soul.
Right. Contesting is really scary against the potential Vile Spine. So yeah, Siphon seems a lot safer.
Or Bone Mare.
This is where, like, Lich King off the top. Even Bone Mare here is not bad. That Tar Lurker is suddenly a lot more threatening.
And the Flame Elemental, I'm still curious if you keep it in hand for combo, or if you put it on play.
Looks like they're going to put it out there on the field.
You need that Bone Mare to land. G2 facing down a discovered 1/7. Let's figure out what happens.
Break your Trailblazer.
No. You don't. I don't want to play Spellbreaker now. I'm just thinking of. I don't even know about Coil. I will just play Elise, Telnos, Zealot maybe.
Talos Coil is fine, I think. We want to just cycle.
But why do you want to do it on a 1/2? It's like so not scary.
I want to keep the Zealot for Defile.
Actually, wait.
But what do you want to cycle into? Like, Mortal Coil is one of your best cards.
Maybe just tap and Blood Mage and Elise.
Oh, I don't want to tap, man. I don't want to tap.
Really?
Yeah, I feel that's the worst thing. Then I like the Coil more. I really don't want to tap now. I feel that's the only way we lose if you're gonna, like, go lower on life.
If we play tap and kill both, and then we don't have any spell power left.
We don't need it too much. You can go Coil. Coil is fine for me, but I don't want to tap anymore.
I'll go Talos Coil, I want to cycle. So Elise?
Can Drake...
I don't know, it doesn't matter much.
I like
This
it.
is fine because the pack is good. To draw.
Prefer to play Abyssal if I had, like if I had this hand, right? I'd play Abyssal beforehand if there was a Gul'dan. So I guess there's probably not a Gul'dan either then. We're hitting that for sure, and then Bone Mare would trade or not, I guess.
I think we have to make not even a read, but just a hope that they don't have Siphon Soul at this point.
Siphon Soul number 2.
Yeah, that's the only punish, right? Other than Black Knight, but who runs that card?
Well, they didn't Black Knight last turn, so I'm gonna also assume they don't have that. Can we win if we trade?
I'm not seeing it if we trade here.
Choose soon.
This is a really tough choice.
I mean, the only punish is Siphon, right? So I think we just have to hope they don't have it. It's not that high a chance they do.
But their hand has been so weak and reactive. Like, they're definitely sitting on a Defile, right? They're definitely sitting on maybe the Hellfire.
I don't know if it's reactive. They've actually played all the cards now, so... Like, Elise was that card held for a while. Or Thanos for a while. One of them. So, they've been playing as proactively as possible.
Sure. I mean, they didn't want to play like Thanos because they might have to file combo in hand.
Yeah.
The coils, obviously, there just wasn't a great time for coil until up till now. And then, yeah, not a great read on the rest of the cards, I guess.
Yeah, effectively random. So I think making the play that's best against the random hand is good. That's too bad.
Dang. Prince isn't a terrible draw, I guess.
Sure, play him out.
Play him out, play him out.
Because it's unspeakable.
Unless you do anything, yeah.
It's pretty much defile only.
Defile clears. Yeah.
What do we do? We can even tap.
Tap defile.
Tap defile.
I mean, isn't it better to play Despicable than tapping? I don't know.
I mean, we can play. We don't need to play Zealot. We just trade 4/5 in and into 5/5 play defile clears.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So we tap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Back. Do we play it? I think we played.
No. We played.
Oh no, we played next turn. Yeah, we played Despicable.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Let's just get it on.
We can play Puck next turn.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
Unleash me.
And the resources have been exhausted for Tempo Storm, and that is typically where G2 wins.
Yeah, just in time, too. G2's starting to run out of cards themselves and starting to run out of life, so narrowly the Warlock looks like it's going to stabilize here against the Rogue.
Yeah, if you're running out of cards, just get an Angoro pack.
Yeah. Tempo Storm needed to find that Lich King tech. That would have been absolutely disgusting after the Siphon Souls had been exhausted. We heard earlier they were going all in with that Bone Mare decision. What to do with the Bone Mare Tar Lurker. To send it face and play potentially into second Siphon Soul or try and take a value trade. And they decided, we need this damage in order to be able to close the game fast enough.
And I don't think I quite agree with that. You have a 5/6 and a 5/5 on board after you trade. Your opponent has nothing.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're probably afraid of, like, Twisting Nether, right? Like, if you trade and miss the damage and then Twisting comes out...
Would they play Elise if they had Twisting Nether?
Yeah, those cards are usually in the same deck.
Well, I'm saying, would they play Elise if they had Twisting Nether in hand?
Oh, you said they were Twisting instead of playing Elise.
Or they would just wait. Just Twisting Nether when they hit Bone Mare. What's a Tar Lurker going to do? Do you hit you for 1? You Bone Mare, you get hit for 5, and then you Twisting Nether. Then you play Elise.
Yeah.
Maybe you want the pack in your deck that bad? Either way, this is the position we're at, and not too bad of pickups.
That's an elemental to activate the Calamos.
Wow.
I'd like to see that.
Captain Calamos. He's a hero.
Yeah, get a taunt in the way.
Gotta make sure your life total doesn't go to 0.
Yeah, get an elemental down there, activate that Calamos, heal for 12.
It's like Reno Waxen.
It's pretty much the same thing. That is a good Ungaro pack.
Reno Wax on, Reno Wax off.
Only a fool
Perfect.
rejects the Lich King.
Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off.
No idea.
You've never seen Karate Kid with the crane kick?
No.
Well, the Calamos is about to be the crane kick here. The crane kick was the final move. That's how he beat him.
Is that like a structurally sound karate move? Isn't that like just not a good karate move?
I've seen it used
effectively?
Twice.
In real life?
Yeah, in MMA matches, yeah.
Really?
I'll show you to you now.
In MMA matches, they use the crane kick.
I will show you.
There's no way they crane kick
I know deliberately
people.
what two matches it was, too.
Why? What situation could crane kicking make any sense in?
As Fireback crane kicks the desk.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, I think it was beautiful. That's how effective it is.
I mean, it's elegant, sure. There's no question about that. The question is it effective?
Well, watch.
I'm waiting.
The crane kick is about to happen.
That's not a real crane kick. That's a card hitting the table.
That's the same thing.
They're
metaphorically.
Metaphorically, I guess, but I'm talking real life.
You'll have to wait. It's beautiful. I'll tweet it out later.
Okay.
Aw.
That's not even... Is that the crane kick?
Are they just showing off?
They're just BMing and lethaling, aren't they?
Is that lethal?
Is it?
That's not lethal.
What is it? It clears the board, which is kind of cute.
Does it?
Yeah, he's got the abyssal.
Oh, right. I was like, what do they do? Oh, yeah. Forgot about that guy.
This is much better than healing. See, there's something always better than the crane kick.
You crane kick 2 things instead of 1.
The crane kick can't be healing and deal 3 to all.
G2 answers back and puts their first win on the board, and that was necessary because Rogue, if they won that game, was going to run amok.
Pretty much, yeah. Rogue was causing them a lot of trouble. It took down their counter deck already, so they were hoping that the Warlock could just get a good enough draw, and maybe the Rogue has a bad draw. And the Rogue drew patches, had kind of a stumble in the early game, and once it started getting towards the late game stages, that's Warlock's home turf, and they were able to take care of business.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. It's really tough to beat Warlock when they're able to draw extra cards. They have access to all of their big endgame spells at that point. That is something else. But 2 wins on the board for Rogue and 2 wins on the board for Tempo Storm. They get to answer back into this Warlock, and they're up a game.
And they got to see quite a few cards. Not as much information as they'd like. They got to see Elise, though, which is kind of an important card. They got to see Drain Soul, which often means there's no Shadow Bolts. So they saw some of the minor tech choices, but not all of the cards in the Warlock deck. So they're not so sure if there's Twisting Nethers or not, which would be important to know.
Don't know if there's Lich King.
They don't know if there's Lich King, but they didn't see any Mountain Giants, did they?
I don't believe so.
Right, no Mountain Giants. They saw Twilight Drakes, though. But no Mountain Giants is some good information to try and gauge how many threats there are in the deck, so then you can queue into it appropriately.
Yeah, something to really note is that G2, I think, has been one of the teams that also has been toying with Warlock, just in a very different way than Misfits has.
Okay.
You know, they often bring some sort of wacky Warlock deck, but G2 has been somewhat teching their Warlocks for aggressive matchups rather than for later game matches, where they've had Hungry Crab in their Warlock before.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one week. So yeah, they have defensive techs, like you said. That's why there's no late game threats like Mountain Giants. There's probably no Twisting Nethers or Lich King because they're running, you know, less expensive cards.
Last week they didn't have Twisting Nether, and that was something that Misfits played around the entirety of the game. And despite having a super threat dense Warlock, the game was ultra close. And it should not have been close at all. It's the fact that they were being so conservative versus Twisting Nether is what bought G2 so much time.
Right.
So I'd like to see Tempo Storm answer back to this with something that can really go toe-to-toe in the endgame.
Sure, or something that's just fast enough. I like, against non-Twisting Nether Warlocks, some Murloc Paladin action. That really gets in there because the late-game boards of Murloc Paladin are sometimes so sticky and annoying that you need a Twisting Nether to clean it up.
Now, that's assuming they brought Murloc Paladin to the table. We just saw Misfits have Control Paladin.
Yeah, but G2 is like known for Murloc Paladin. In Trinity Series 1, that was their highest winning deck, and in Trinity Series 2, it's still their highest winning deck.
Just got to be Murloc gamers forever, apparently. What are they going to do when all these Murlocs rotate out?
I don't know, but that's like G2's go-to best deck is that Murloc Paladin.
In Trinity Series.
In Trinity Series.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what it's going to be. You know, Murloc Paladin can struggle a little bit as we take a look at the standings to show you guys what this match means to the teams that are competing this week. I think this has been the most critical week in Trinity Series where records are concerned. There was no undefeated teams left. Misfits ended up taking their match to move ahead, and that knocked Team Liquid down into that middle of the pack running as well. And you can see Tempo Storm, they need a win if they're going to stay alive.
Yeah, they are do or die now. At 1-3, if they drop down to 1-4, there's like 99.9% chance they're not making it in the finals.
And for G2, I mean, they started out wonderful, but they're back to that even record. So it's important for them to pick up this win to keep themselves on that solid footing. You know, they just missed the playoffs last time, and this is G2 we're talking about here. RDU, one of the best players in the world, consistent of all time. Tice, two-time European champion, been heralded as one of the best tournament players of all time. He's top 4 at the World Championships. I think, from my perspective, they have something to prove here.
They definitely do not want a repeat of last year where they barely don't make it. So they don't want to have to rely on tiebreakers. They want to decisively win out of this, you know, weak stages.
What is Tempo Storm going to answer back with? Again, Eloise was unable to attend this match. She is in flight at the moment. So just saying Trump have to pick up one of her decks each. And Trump has been the one that's not present in the last couple of matches that they've had. He's been busy with his own schedule. RDU, he's in a hotel right now.
Yeah, traveling. I think he's here for BlizzCon.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, we might have to hit him up later, try and hang out.
Yeah, we're definitely hanging out with RDU. What were you doing, man? Nice Mortal Coil, though.
That's a nice Mortal Coil.
Yeah. I do think Tice was wrong on that one.
Yeah, I think you need the Mortal Coil, the
Blood
Firefly
Mage
there.
Mortal. Can we draw 2 cards?
Yeah, you're able to just thin your deck. You get rid of the buff options for your opponent,
Look,
so they have to play into Siphon.
If I can kill my opponent or draw cards, I'm probably drawing cards.
No, you usually want to win the game by killing your opponent.
Yeah, but drawing cards is so cool.
It is a satisfying feeling.
That's why I like Ultimate Infestation.
No, that makes card draw not even fun.
Yeah, right?
It's like...
Oh, you're dumb.
No, like Gadgets and Auctioneer, you gotta play a bunch of stuff and do wacky stuff and draw cards. Ultimate Infestation, it's just like, ooh, 10 mana.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so an Auctioneer take 90 seconds while you stare at the loss.
Well, then you gotta do all this like cool stuff and like, you're like, oh, if I do this, then I could potentially hit this card and
yeah, free spells are
thinking
great,
really fast and stuff. And Ultimate Infestation is just like, oh, look at me, I'm gonna draw 5.
Look, preparation should be 1 mana. You should get 1 mana from prep.
Nah, Gadget's not even broken. Ultimate Infestation should draw like 3 cards.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
It just would be weird then. You make a 5/5 gain 5 draw 3 cards. Like
it does. It changes like the numbers and the math on that.
The feel of a card to me is super important. Very few people know this, except for those I talk to on a daily basis, because I say this every day. It seems like I'm a big flavor police guy. Cards need to be flavorful.
Well,
it's just important to me. I don't really know why.
You love the flavor of Ultimate Infestation.
Oh. Tastes so good.
How do you think about the flavor of Fire Plume's Heart?
You know I love this card. I am a big Taunt Warrior fan. We just saw it on deck for Team Liquid in the last series. They almost won an 11-game set off the back of 2 Taunt Warrior games, just not able to get there.
They were also playing against the controlling Warlock in their last game of Taunt Warrior, but they were facing down the Black Knight, stampeding Kodo,
2 Mountain
Giants, 2 Faceless Shamblers, 2 Drakes, and they still almost won with Taunt Warrior. So you have to imagine, since all of those techs are gone from G2 Esports Warlock, Taunt Warrior's in a pretty good position.
I think so. You know, Team Liquid was against the Spanish armada of threats where Misfits lineup was concerned.
And the
they had a bad start, too.
Yeah. So
here, Curator kept in the opening hand. I like this keep from Tempo Storm. Not only are they on coin, but this is a matchup where you need to get taunts online and your resources are going to be fighting other minions.
Yeah,
G2 draws a ton of cards. You have to keep up.
The most important part is just completing the quest really fast. If you can complete the quest and kill them before they play Gul'dan, then they're dead. So it's really good to start getting those taunts and completing the quest very quickly. But let's listen in on Tempo Storm and hear about what's this game plan? Why'd they keep the Curator?
What is the difference between having too much HP on Drake? How big it will be?
I quite like the pressure too.
I think Parseer will be worse from now.
Yeah, tapping gets better later. Let's just go.
You usually keep Acolyte in your starting hand.
Yeah, it's because of Acolyte that I liked it. Like, that's the only reason. I don't care about the weapon. Like, let them coin the Razor, man.
I mean, Coin Razor is good for us because they can
that's fine.
Up with like Acolyte execute and stuff.
But they can still execute. But sure,
it's fine. They don't draw cards. That's good.
How many did we get later?
I agree with that.
I got a pretty decent hand for what's going on here. I'm happy. It's interesting that they didn't want to take a tap there.
I think it makes sense to just play the Twilight Drake. That seemed pretty straightforward.
So, what is their... So they Farseered on 3 just to deal with Acolyte, right? Basically?
Yeah.
And they gave up 2 health on Twilight Drake for it. They're playing more for board. I guess their prerogative is they want to pressure in the matchup then. Blood Razor seems terrible here. Don't need to kill the Farseer and it makes the Dark Reaper awkward. I think Stonehill's just fine.
Yeah,
and just hold coin for the Curator, probably. What are these? We want the cheapest taunt, so Cornered Sentry for sure. We have a Brawl with it, we have a Blood Razor with it, seems really good. The Sunwalker just doesn't seem that relevant. Yeah.
And yeah.
Don't think so. So double trade Despicable, this is what I see.
Wow, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's
and
so
if they
good.
roll us, we just release, right?
Yeah.
They might fishish us, but they're not gonna brawl this, I think.
Even fishes is not that great.
Weapon fishes. It's pretty nice.
And again, it seems somewhat counterintuitive, but one of the ways that you beat Taunt Warrior is with pressure. If you give this deck enough time, its damage capacity is very high. So the pressure is key. You want them to exhaust resources so that once they hit Sulfuros, it's dangerous for their life total.
Exactly. As well, you want to get removal away from them so they can't force the rag shots to hit you in the face.
Yes.
Because if the rag shots are always hitting your minions, a lot of times you can life tap a bunch, play a bunch more cards, and outvalue them that way. But if the rag shots are always forced to hit your face because they still have their brawls, they still have their executes, and they still have their fishes because you weren't able to pressure them, then it only takes about 4 and you're dead. Usually less.
Yeah.
So,
you know, I think back to when Taunt Warrior was a very popular deck in the metagame, and it was basically in every single lineup. Some of the players that I watched, I'll use Pavel as an instance here, was constantly winning Taunt Warrior mirror matches. He had like a 75% win rate. And he would look at it and go, what's going on? Like, I thought this matchup was even, and it was just like luck back and forth. But something that Pavel always did was try to pressure his opponents. You would see them use their removal. He would run low on cards, but then he would complete quest and have all his removal.
exactly. The removal is just better when after you use it, you hit the hero power button and it hits them for 8.
Hit him for 8.
Otherwise, you use your removal, for example, if you brawl here, you're not pushing 8 damage. You're not doing anything.
Ike's got infinite wisdom. You hit him in the face so they have less life.
You just need that removal. It's so much better after the quest is done. It just ages over the course of the match.
And this is
So
super
much
scary
better.
for Tempo Storm now. Suddenly you look at this board and you're like, Brawl, I guess?
But G2 is kind of forcing the removal out. I still don't like Brawl. I would just play another taunt.
What about the Cornered Sentry Brawl?
I don't think you need to Brawl yet. I think you can still get away with waiting for it for after the quest.
11 more damage they're staring down. I think their hand's being forced.
No, you're only taking 4 if you play something like Curator.
Well, I mean, you just saw Siphon Soul onto a Dire Horn and attack face. I'm scared.
Yeah, if a Spellbreaker comes out or a second Siphon Soul comes out.
Did they see Spellbreaker in the road game?
I don't think they did. Oh yeah, they did. They did.
Okay.
They did on the Keleseth.
Whoa. Here we go.
But yeah, I like the Curator play still. You're a little afraid of Second Siphon or Spellbreaker, but that's how you win with this deck. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to save all your removal and play all your taunts. But let's listen into G2 and hear how they're going to counterplay against that strategy.
Sacrifice 3-2.
We could also defile. Defile first.
No, never defile here. Come on. You damage your own minions more.
I mean, you just for one must drain Soul Mortal Coil.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
No.
It's better to Blood Mage Drain Soul.
Drain Soul or Coil?
Yeah, we can trade a 4-4 in and then Coil, but I don't know what
we could play Elise and Drain Soul as well. I'm not sure what's better.
I quite like the Elise Drain Soul and trade the Drake.
I also like it. It pushes, like, they didn't brawl this turn.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
This jungle hides immense secrets.
So trade the 4-4, right? Not the...
Yeah, 4-4.
We need to pressure them, otherwise we just never win.
Yeah.
Now we're at 14. Cornered Sentry Brawl, right?
Yeah, I think that looks good.
Let's think of other lines for now if we see something different, like Execute and Blood Razor. That's been on the table this whole time and it's never been good, right? So.
Right. With Execute and Blood Razor, we can probably kill the Despicable, I guess. And then poke the Earthen, putting us at 6.
That's not good. Yeah, I guess it's Sentry and Brawl, right?
Yeah.
Nice little raptors.
Oh, sick, we won!
The Sentry wins. Okay.
Gengar, oh, come on.
Just play
I
this.
hate this sometimes, man. Why is Brawl not in... What is Brawl not retired? Like...
Abyssal Voidwalker, I guess.
Yeah, Abyssal Void. Oh.
Just do it, that's fine.
Man, but this is like, how can we be so unlucky? I don't know. It's just unfair.
I think we should execute that. They didn't keep anything, but they've
So the line would be something like Armor Smith, Bloodrazor, Execute then, right?
I think
And
so,
then
yeah.
We're poking the Voidwalker with the Razor.
With the Razor, yeah, definitely. And then
Take a moment to see if you come up with something better.
we can go Stonehill Direhorn the following turn before the Bloodreaver, and then we have Primordial Sleep with the Fishes, and hopefully a board to deal with Bloodrazor at that point. I like it. I like it a lot. Or Bloodreaver Gul'dan, sorry.
Yeah.
Made to fit.
Man, it's just not fair. We should just play 1 minute 1-1s and 2 minute 2-2s and 3 minute 3-3s and just see who gets there. I'm gonna play fair from now on.
No, Hearthstone's all about doing something crazy broken. That's the point.
That's not fair though.
Well, you gotta get an advantage somehow.
Oh, that's a true story. All right, fair enough.
You gotta try and play to win. I don't know. Life's not fair, Admirable. Hearthstone's not fair.
I think Brawl's pretty fair.
I mean, yeah, I think on average Brawl's pretty fair. I don't know, not too
per the definition of average.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it needs to go to the Hall of Fame or anything like RDU was saying.
That's silly.
I think there needs to be some variance. Brawl's an exciting card.
Brawl's just kill everything.
Well, then it would need to cost 8 and be called Twisting Nether.
No, that's fine. Warrior doesn't have life tap.
That's true, actually. But
and Fireworks got taken away.
It would have to be cost more than 5.
Yeah, Brawl just kills everything. I agree. It's too unfair the way it is right now.
That sounds like it would be better that way, though.
No, it would be fair.
It would be slightly worse in some situations.
You would both lose all your minions.
Right. That's an interesting change.
I think it's great the way it is. I love Brawl.
Do you love giant mastodons?
Kinda.
RDU does.
I think it's good in this matchup. Execute's really the only thing that handles it properly. Everything else requires multiple cards.
Yeah. Big things are good versus control.
Now, they're better when they, draw random Death Knight cards at the end of turn, but
right.
Still good.
Not everyone can be a Lich King. Life's not fair.
Well, I guess technically anyone could. You just have to grab the Frostmourne sword.
Is that how that works?
That's the tough part.
Wait, so if I grabbed Frostmourne, I could be the Lich King?
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's how it works.
There always has to be a Lich King.
Well, where do you find the sword?
In Icecrown.
All right.
You gotta go up and fight the Lich King.
Well, that's
the
kicker right there. Huh?
This is the easy part.
The easy part's picking up the sword. The hard
being eternally frozen's the hard part. Imagine how cold that is.
It's probably a bummer.
Yeah, try to sit in a bath of ice for more than about 3 minutes. It's hard. Don't actually try that. I don't recommend it.
Okay.
In fact, you should consult a physician if you're attempting anything that is not normal. Physically.
Anything not normal?
Physically.
How do you define normal then? That's kind of a broad window.
Do you sit in bath ice normally? Consult a physician.
Okay.
Let's listen to G2, but Blood Reaver Gul'dan's just picked up, but Sulfuras is complete.
Sure, I don't know if it's better next turn. Like now we have the hero power, we deal 3 damage.
I guess
we can go Abyssal. I think you go down here. I think it's almost not.
I mean, we would get double Gul'dan and double Abyssal.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel the one turn doing it earlier and having 3 damage now too. The Enforcer is also pretty good still in the hand.
Yeah, just
do I trade? Pass?
No. Pass. So they have less damage to deal.
Okay. We are still in East with Gul'dan top deck.
Let's keep an extra charge of Sulfuras. Let's see.
This is a tough turn. I want to get Sulfuras online as soon as possible, right?
This one I'm handling exactly to you. You dictated. It is a very...
Okay, so we swing into the Voidwalker.
All right, now?
Yes, with the Blood Reaver. Or with the Blood... Yes, that thing.
Sure.
Yes. Second charge. By the Sulfuras. We're trading the 6/7 into the 1/3, and then we're going to do the execute line. Or we're going to hero power, and then we're going to execute whatever remains.
Okay. And then we're going to play...
I think we just end up playing the Stonehill again.
Okay.
Great. I like hero power. And
And
foil.
foil. Yeah, that's good. I like it. So Abyssal first.
And then coil.
Yeah, and then the hero power, not the Drain Soul. You have to do the minion here.
It's actually pretty nice to have a Shadow Bolt, so we can hero power their face.
Yeah, I kind of want to hero power their face, like, a lot.
They have only 11 HP. Like, it's only Ali Armor Smith that gives them armor. Oh, like second Armor Smith.
If they don't get any extra armor, Drain Soul and 3 hero powers and they're dead.
Drain Soul doesn't go face.
Drain Soul doesn't go face, bro.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh yeah, it's still minion. The other one goes face. Sorry. I'm stupid. So never mind.
They should. They got lucky.
Uh-huh. They got lucky all the games, so I don't know.
I'm not sure what we actually spell B.
Oh, this is hard. We can Spellbreaker, Tainted Zealot, Drain Soul, the Acolyte, and Hero Power their face. That's a line.
No, wait a second.
Spellbreaker the Armor Smith, I mean, to deny armor.
You can do 4 and, like, you can also just clear it with Shadow Ball hero power. Or Shadow Ball, Drain Soul.
And Spellbreaker, the Acolyte. It's pretty good too.
But I'm not sure if how much we need to hero power face now.
Do you like that more? Shadow
I'm not
Bolt
sure.
and-
I'm not sure if I like it more.
I like hero powering face.
I like it too. So they can't face tank cover.
So do I do the Spellbreaker line? Spellbreaker, Zealot, the top our face?
Yes, do it.
Your magic shall not save
Only a fool rejects the Lich King.
That's pretty decent. The 1/1's also kind of annoying for them here.
Yeah, we put them on a clock and that's good. They already used an Armor Smith.
I mean,
So if we hit face, he's at 25. We go Blood Razor, Ghoul, trade. We have 5 power boards, 7 in total, and we're hitting them again for 12. So they're at 17. They go up to 20. We have 7, 15. They need 2 turns. I think it's a good setup.
Okay. So to recap, hit face, Ravaging Ghoul, Blood Razor, Ali kills that, and hero power.
Or we could go Dirty Rat Fishes, but I don't think we want to do that.
Alright, starting with Ghoul.
Starting with Ghoul, hitting face 4, yes.
Playing Blood Razor, trading, and then hero powering.
Wait, we did this wrong. We should not have started with Ghoul.
Oh, yep.
We just put extra damage on Ghoul.
Oops.
That's okay. That's okay. I wonder how much this
it was nice.
We can just Despicable Bolt, Hero Power face.
I like it.
It's better than, yeah, I guess you just Shadow Bolt here.
Mm-hmm.
They try to race us faster.
Yeah, so let's just try to have a minion. Like, if the minion takes the hit, they are dead in 2 turns.
Yeah, and next time we have the time to Angola back. I don't think they can deal the damage.
And if they hit the 4/5, it's also good. Because they don't hit us face. And we
Just
have
let them...
time. So
It's bad. It's bad if they somehow manage to kill the. If they manage to kill the 4/5 and hit us in the face, then they can have lethal.
It's pretty hard for them because both executes are gone. Like, they need to fishes it, but their weapon is a 2/2.
And they cannot
like
face tank
slam
it.
Fishes hero power.
We can even get lethal from pack, right? We can get lethal from Angora pack. Because it's only 4 mana, and we have 6 mana to deal 2 damage.
There is.
We can go Primordial Drake Fishes. I don't like that too much. Let's just do the hero power first.
Sure.
I think we just need to hit the 4-5 or hope that they don't have Siphon to win this.
Alright, so now... What do we think is better, Rat Hatchling or Drake?
We want to hit face first. They have a taunt minion left out of Stonehill, I believe.
Okay.
And then we can go Hatchling and Dirty Rat, and hopefully that taunt minion isn't too big.
Alright, so Rat first, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
God, what if it's a Doomsayer?
Ooh.
That's a Mastodon. Yeah, they're happy about that.
It's pretty rough.
Me stress.
Oh my god.
That's not good.
He's getting good, but yeah.
Back, right?
Attack. Come on, come on.
Let's
a
go.
removal does it, man. Removal does it. It's freaking nothing.
We can freeze their face. It's pretty nice.
King Mosh is nice for next turn.
I think we freeze their face and Ravenous it.
And Hero Power their face, right?
Yeah.
And trade
Because
Mastodon
we
into
deny
the... Trade into the 3-6 to give them a shitty card.
Yeah, to deny Armor Smith draw. Because it's only Armor Smith now.
Okay.
Yeah, just freeze face here. That's
Freeze
So
important.
Hero Power their face,
Yeah, and just eat it with
freeze the face, and eat it. Do I trade it a 4-5?
Let's see what this does first.
I don't think you trade.
Wind Fury?
No.
Yes, Wind Fury.
Wind Fury, why?
Divine Shield or Plants? Plants are better, right?
Divine Shield.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, it's but yeah, I guess.
100%.
I think
Okay.
it's more tempo based here.
Trade or not?
Not.
I don't like it.
You don't need it?
We need this board to survive. So it's
Yeah.
Okay,
We
okay.
win next turn. We guarantee our win.
Okay.
Oh man, come on.
We also have King Mosh.
Nah, there is nothing that saves them here.
I think there's nothing that saves them too.
Ah, they will. Come on, sick win. Let's go.
Yeah, this can be a sick win.
I mean, they don't have weapon to activate the whirlwind effect, even though they have Armor Smith.
Yes.
King Mosh lethal.
Yeah.
The
I mean, if
the
the Armor Smith, and like play a taunt and then like whirlwind and stuff like that,
They need
Kill them.
natural whirlwind.
The freaking Mastodon, man.
yeah, it was a good pick, guys.
Oh, they have this.
Ooh, wait.
Still
Brawl
don't think
can,
it's enough.
it can be Brawl now, man.
And they need to win the brawl again.
Yeah, well, they are good at that, so let's not count
We
it
still
out.
have a taunt.
Oh my god.
Just
Yeah,
let, come on. Not freaking again.
Rat lost.
Nice. Nice.
Got him. Nice, guys.
Oh my god.
Woo! That was important.
Awesome. There we go.
Let's go, boys.
Wow, nice. Nice
Back
game.
in this. Very nice, guys.
It reminds me of Skaka and Pirate Warrior game.
Oh, and suddenly it's fair. Now that they win a brawl, back to 2-2 game score. And Firebat, you said it, that pressure
That was
really beat him up.
Tons of pressure from the Warlock there. They pretty much took the most aggressive line that they could, like every turn. You saw that Elise pack got stuck in G2's hand for so many turns because they didn't want to stop the tempo. They wanted to keep pressuring. They didn't have 2 mana to invest into opening that Elise pack because they were just full throttle the whole game, and that's how you win against Taunt Warrior.
Yeah, and that's quite literally exactly what happened. Very good, Firebat. Here, have a nugget.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Every time you get a piece of analysis right, you get a nugget. So yeah, a tied series of 2 game apiece. This is still a very important one, but now Tempo Storm is on deck to be able to choose a counter to this. At 1-3, they have to have a win this week if they want to keep their Trinity Series alive. And for G2, this is super critical. They had a lightning start in Trinity Series, but since then, it's been rough.
Yeah, it has been rough for G2 as of late, and meanwhile, Tempo Storm got their first win last week, so they got, you know, the wind in their sails, their momentum's trying to turn around. But right now, tied game, could go either way.
And we mentioned it, the leadership was a big point coming into this week. For Tempo Storm, Just Saying has really stepped up. And on G2's side, you heard Nyria decisively saying, yes, we do this. Like, Wind Fury or Taunt? Wind Fury.
Yeah.
Divine Shield or Plants? Divine Shield, 100%. It's like, that is decisive. And I'm not going to argue with Nyria. He's a lot better than I am, but we got to go to a quick break. But when we come back, game number 5 of the series is going to get underway. Don't go anywhere.
You guys seeing this?
Game, record, and stream without compromise. Only on Intel Core i7.
Welcome back to the Intel Esports Arena, presented by Intel, Twitch, and ESL. I'm Nathan, that's Admirals Moore, joined by James Fireback Kostasich. And are you seeing this? Holy smokes, this is a set.
Yeah, it's going back and forth here. We thought the Rogue might run away with it. The Warlock's able to stop it, and now it looks like the Warlock's starting to run away with it. Because that was their counter to Warlock, and G2's Warlock is still there.
Yeah, that's usually the bad sign. So the serve has been returned at this point, and we're back to a set. The advantage, of course, is that Tempo Storm's on deck to choose again.
Right, and
Tomer's got some weak matchups, though. I'm sorry, Warlock's got some weak matchups.
One would think, but they said Taunt Warrior, go. That's what's their option to kind of queue into it. The Mage might not have too much success against this particular Warlock. We saw that there are, the standard healing with the Mixtress and Mixtures, but as well, Earthen Ring Farseers are in the build. So there's plenty of healing in the Warlock deck that could, maybe stop Mage from doing too much work.
It definitely can stifle the pressure at times. For me, the big point is just, if you have a lot of burn in deck, it's very good.
I still want to see Paladin come out. I think Paladin, yeah, it's just so many minions, just constant floods of, decent mid-range minions.
You're not a believer in the AoE clear.
I mean, I think it doesn't matter if they AoE clear you because you just have so many minions, but they are going with the Mage here, queuing into G2 Esports' Warlock. The Warlock has some tech cards that help out against Mage. Earthen Ring Farseer is very powerful in this specific matchup.
It definitely is, but if they're queuing up Mage, it is very telling of a burn-centric strategy. Fireland portals, fireballs, etc.
Well, they didn't queue up Mage first.
It's true.
So it may not be as burn-centric as you think. I bet you there's no Firelands portals in this variant. It's probably...
No, I bet you there are.
The trend in the Trinity Series has been the Jaina Mage.
Yeah.
So I have to imagine Tempo Storm is on with that trend because they didn't queue this immediately into the Warlock.
You could be right, but maybe it's the Taunt Warrior like, if it gets a game, we can have a sweeper deck.
It was like 1-2 in the series. That's not a
talked
series
about
point
setting up sweeper decks.
Right, but it seems a little early.
Does it?
Yeah, it's 1-2.
Let's go for it.
Like, what, you gonna sweep all of the other decks? It seems like an odd setup.
I am. I'm gonna.
That's a lot of confidence, Admirable.
Thank you. I'm a confident young man. Oh, look at that, Shadow Bolt. I know we've seen it, but it just occurred to me about the Drain Soul and Shadow Bolt comment. Let's listen to Tempo Storm, hear what their deck actually is.
Thinking about if Intellect could possibly be better.
No, we want to play the Secret so we can play the Valet next turn. It's less impactful if we hold on the Valet for longer.
What are we valeting? The only targets are Farseer, and the Coin Twilight Drake wouldn't do anything.
Well, if they go Farseer, then we just have Valet into it. If they have Stonehill, we have Valet Ping. Push more damage.
Yeah, what if they Coin Twilight? I guess that's just one possibility. Okay, sure, go for it. Drake could be Intellect. That's fine.
Just Bolt.
I think we want to keep the heal until we need it, so I don't think we played Drain Soul. But you're saying it for later, yeah.
If they play like Alex and stuff. Or when they start burning us.
So what's the reason for...
What? If they start burning us, it means they don't have Alex, and then we can heal too.
Okay, so what's the reason for them playing Secret? They don't have...
Because they don't have anything else.
Don't have minions. But then what do they keep in their hand? Do they keep something like Alex or Medivh?
Medivh.
Okay.
Medivh is not that great.
Out, so if we draw Doomsayer, we just go AI Doomsayer.
Okay, sounds good. You're assuming they'll play something? I think they have nothing. They might coin Despicable Dreadlord. Is that all I can think of?
Yeah, I mean they got 9 cards. They got something. I don't know. Like, okay, so the read is that it might be maybe.
The read is what?
That it might be entity, I guess, because it's not counterspell. It's not spellbender. So for them, it's just ice block or barrier, or it's just entity, and they don't know what kind of mage we're playing just yet.
Sure, because it could be spellbender.
I don't like Otherwise, they play a random minion.
If you drain soul now, we save the coin, and it's unlikely they will develop now.
Do you want to play mixtures with that then, or what?
No, probably not. Yeah, no, just Tainted Zealot drain soul. It's 4 mana.
Okay. Oh, that way, yeah. Okay.
So you like that?
It's okay.
I like it.
But
we keep ourselves out of range, so they can't like at some point just like portal us and we'll already be scared. It's only one spell. It's fine.
Yeah, I still have a bunch of heal.
If they like Acolyte, they might go like Acolyte Ping, then we have Coil Elise.
Tempo Storm is right. They don't know quite what mage just yet, but you're hearing them onto it. But I don't know. Something about this Tempo Storm deck tells me they don't have Firelands Portal in it, Firebat.
Yes, okay, you were right. It is the more burn-oriented mage. They're not on the trend of playing the Jaina mage like most of the other teams. They are sticking true to, you know, old-school freeze mage or good mage with just Firelands portals and fireballs in there.
It doesn't exclude Jaina, but I think Jaina is much more powerful if you include Flame Strikes, but you lose the burn potential.
Yeah, and they have the burn potential. The issue is it's really hard to actually burst Warlock for too much more than about 15.
Yeah.
And after you Alex them, they have so much healing because usually the Death Knight's online by then. So they have the hero power. They usually have saved a mixtures, so you can expect them to gain around 7 the turn after, and then 3 every turn after that. So you need to expect that to happen. You set them to 15, they're going to heal for about 7, and then you need to kill them over the next 2 turns. Otherwise, that 3 a turn from their hero power is really going to start building up.
And I think that's why we've seen teams swap over towards Jaina Mage, is that Burn Mage wasn't quite as favored, I think, as it was prior to players really understanding the matchup. Oftentimes when you played Warlock early on, you just played stuff on curve, so Misters and Mixtures would come out of your hand. Players have begun to figure out, save that for healing in the matchup.
Yeah.
And that is a major difference where those burst turns are concerned, because once the burn is thrown, the resources are exhausted.
And Warlock has an incredible amount of healing thanks to the Death Knight. But one of the things that really decides this matchup is Glyph. If you can Glyph into a Fireball or a Frostbolt and just give yourself a little bit of extra burst that's unexpected, then the Warlock player can't dance around that burst potential as well as they'd like to. And, you know, they find themselves healing not enough and dying at like 18 life.
Yeah. Alex matters a lot in this matchup too. When Tempo Storm doesn't find Alex Straza, they're fighting a value battle. Value battles are tough to fight against Warlock.
Right now, it looks like they're doing great, though. Firelands Portal lining up to a beautiful target there. Even though at lower rolls, it's still a nice hefty chunk of value.
Oh boy.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. Huge deal, some might say.
Very huge.
One of the best deals anywhere.
I haven't seen... I think that is the strongest card in Hearthstone. I think that is the best deal. The Gul'dan.
Really?
Yeah. It's the best Death Knight.
Priest.
Even better than the Priest Death Knight. I think the Priest Death Knight's only good because of Raza.
The Death Knight for Warlock's only good because of Life Tap.
But that's different. That's not going to change. That's
just the thing of the game.
It's part of the game, yeah.
Yeah.
Raza's not always part of the game.
Not standard, no.
See?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Gul'dan's only good because of demons.
No, it's not. You don't need demons at all.
That would be a lie.
Even if it brings back no demons, it's still just insane.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, actually, to think about. Is that card would probably still have to cost 10 mana, even if it didn't bring back demons.
I know, it's so good.
It is one of my favorite Death Knights.
It really is. The Warlock was the worst class in the game, and then this Death Knight came out, and now it's top tier.
Definitely agree.
Not tier 1, maybe, but still up there.
It's on the top echelon of decks to play.
Right.
Yeah.
So what Tempo Storm really needs to be doing here is making sure that they can conserve as much of the flexible burn as possible. And by flexible burn, I mean things that can all be chucked at the face in one turn. Firelands Portal, not the most flexible card in the world, so they feel pretty comfortable utilizing it. But Fireball, Frostbolt, Medivh's Valet, these kind of things that are really low mana cost for the amount of damage they do, those are things that you're going to want to hold on to.
How much more can they hold on to in this spot, though? I mean,
they're facing down a 1-1. They got plenty of time. Absolutely no pressure on them. G2 Esports Warlock is not a super high-pressure deck, and they kind of only have mid-game threats.
How much does the fear of Blood Reaver Gul'dan present to you, though? Like, when do you feel the need that you absolutely have to get going?
I mean, Blood Reaver Gul'dan is going to happen eventually, and you don't really fear it. You're just trying to set up a situation where when it happens, you still win. Which means sometimes if Blood Reaver Gul'dan's really late, you wait until fatigue is ticking, then you Alex them in fatigue, they take fatigue damage, then you burst them for 15.
Whoa, Tempo Storm is that kind of time?
Well, not in this case, because it's already in their hand, but occasionally you do. But let's listen into G2 and hear what their thoughts are about this turn that they're roping on.
Play Mistress now to prevent it.
Yeah, but make sure you prevent most of it. Yeah, then you have to play mixtures.
Yeah, we play on Alex. Sure. We can Hellfire Farce here. Ah, they don't have Alex.
Okay, that's good. I mean, we don't need Mistress that much. If we go Gul'dan, they don't have
Yeah,
Alex.
if we go Gul'dan, it's...
We have Farce here too. Seems good to me.
Same.
Well, not a ton of progress, but I'm looking at Coin Gul'dan, and that's a spicy meatball. I really don't want to face Gul'dan ever.
No,
it's tough.
It is really tough to beat. Especially, they have so much healing in their hand as well with Earthring Farseer and Mistress of Mixtures. And Tempo Storm doesn't have Alex or nearly enough burn to get the job done. So yeah, it looks like the Warlock may take another game.
I am slamming this Blood Reaver. Oh my gosh.
They're going to be patient with it.
Are they trying to draw up more burn and then stabilize with it afterwards? Are they trying to get more value from the demon perspective?
I think more value from the demon perspective makes more sense to me.
Or maybe just more value from a Drake's perspective.
I guess.
I mean, you're winning with this right now. Why do anything?
Right. If Alex comes out, you have plenty of heal. You can kill Alex while playing the Gul'dan, so there's really no rush. So
I would have played Gul'dan very quick.
Me too. I like hero powering my opponent in the face for 3 every turn.
So that they have less life.
They will have less life, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm a little puzzled by that. Because if you give Mage infinite time, this is where you can start getting into those situations that I was speaking of, where they play Alex, you tick fatigue damage, and then they burst you for 15, and then the second fatigue tick kills you. So it opens up the possibility for that. You give them more time to find combos with Glyph, because combos with Glyph can allow them to burst you for more than 15 points of burn in one turn. Seems overly passive.
Tempo Storm, however, is forced into passive play.
Yeah, they're just going to try and buy as much time as they can.
And now that there's nothing on deck for G2, I'm guessing this is going to be it.
Yeah, I really hope to see it. Because you're going to expect your board to start getting frozen every turn.
Oh, I'm hoping to see it too. Because frankly, Firebat, my hunger grows.
Shadow.
That's good Gul'dan.
Perfect. So Gul'dan is now in play. Tempo Storm has to react to that. And there's a lot of pressure on board that they want to remove because they want to extend this game as long as possible so they have time to find their glyphs and time to find the burn necessary. Let's hear about that game plan. What are they going to do to try and combat Gul'dan?
They must be very satisfied with their hand. They say, right?
Why do you think that?
Because they didn't play Blood Reaver. They didn't coin Blood Reaver, they tapped instead. Because they didn't have an answer for Doomsayer that turn, but they wanted to think.
I think they may have just played it in order to spend the 10 mana. It's possible.
Runs out on me.
It's possible they also have no answer and they're just minimizing losses by not playing demons first.
I'm gonna kill this demon here. I think it's important because this way Abyssal Enforcer doesn't clear Doomsayer. I don't know exactly what they could have, but... pretty much guaranteed. They play both coils, right? So they'd have to go Defile, Coin, Abyssal, Hero Power.
We lose health. Why would we siphon?
We protect our Drake.
Who cares about the
Yeah, they go for the value plan here more. I mean, they already burned double Valet, double Blizzard, double Portal now on minions.
I mean, they go Medivh next turn. What do we do after?
Siphon it.
And what?
What do you do if you use the siphon?
Yeah, but we have two. We defend two Yetis here, man.
And what do you do with the Yetis against Medivh?
Abyssal and Hero Power them.
So
I don't know. Why you so
I wouldn't use it. I don't like using siphon here.
But you want to pass. You just want to pass turn and let them Alex us or what?
I like siphon.
Okay, you guys both like siphon.
Yeah, I think siphon is the line here. Like.
Okay, I'll go siphon.
This is the last. No, or like.
G2 is a democracy. You guys like it? I'll do it.
The minion Blizzard turn?
What?
What?
You want to like Mana Worm Arc Blizzard?
That's what I was thinking.
No, we still have a Medivh in the deck. Like, we can draw Medivh next turn and make Blizzard a lot more useful.
Okay.
They play both Siphons already.
So we're gonna take 11. We'll go down to 18. Yeah, it's fine. And then if we play Medivh, then they're gonna deal 11 again.
Like, we're not winning through board, right? Like, okay, so here's what I think. We're not winning by burning them out anymore. They're at 20. Even if we Alex, right? And then they still have a Drain Soul, they have a Mistress. We don't have the draws to get there, so we have to win through board at some point.
Okay. Sold.
To the highest bidder?
You.
Nah, they play Medivh. It's just normal Medivh mage, what they do.
Okay.
So they go for Medivh plan.
It's never gonna work though. So just despicable, right?
What? No? Enforcer.
Abyssal? Of course, Abyssal.
I think you enforce here, man.
Enforcer?
What about Farseer in the Dragon?
Nah, you can still hero power, right?
No,
man?
guys.
Let them hero power or 4-1 Drake.
Are you sure? Don't we just despicable? Hero power one of the minions and then trade into the other?
Actually, I like it. I like Despicable.
But isn't like now Abyssal kinda deals 0 damage?
It kills our armor.
Yeah, but they used Fireball. Like, they only have one Fireball, man. Like, they're not playing the burn plan.
Go for Despicable, RDU.
Guys, whatever we do, it's better. I like Despicable more.
It setups better board.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why you want to play Abyssal. Don't rush, guys. It's chill.
Oh, okay. This order of draws really sucks.
Right.
I wonder.
I think you just ping the 4-1 or the 4-2 and then just pass.
Okay, that's fine.
So we want to draw.
We
win like fatigue is always a win for us.
Ideally, we shouldn't show that card.
Let's go Farseer the Dragon. It's fine.
And that's it?
And yeah.
Yeah, they're not on the burn plan anymore. They played now Fireball, double Valet, double Portal.
They have like double Crossbow, Fireball, and they have Glyphs still, but...
Okay, yeah, Glyph, yeah.
They still don't have enough.
Acolyte ping, we need a dig. And soon.
Okay.
Nova's not terrible on the board.
Yeah, it is a lot of damage. I like it.
Alright, so then if we draw Medivh, we have to go Medivh Crossbow, and then Blizzard, and then hopefully have a Medivh charge left for Pyroblast, and then draw Alex afterwards, and we have board control at that point to win. I don't know, it's looking kind of... eh.
Well, you heard it. Just saying, kind of summarized what's been going on there. They've transitioned away from the Alex plus Burn game plan, and they're trying to focus on the Medivh game plan.
Well, they might transition back.
That's a problem. You can't transition back. They've already used the Fireball. They've used a lot of their
They got a glyph.
Burn. They do have a glyph.
I think they got to go for it.
Go for the glyph?
No, to the Alex.
You can't Alex this turn.
You don't think so?
You have to get the glyph out of the way first, because after you Alex, you have to be killing them in like 2 turns. Otherwise, all that burn you launch to the face is going to mean nothing because they're going to be able to heal out of it.
So the way I look at it is, how can they win the game? They Alex, G2 goes to 20. They go to 23 from Hero Power. They go to 13 from Pyroblast. And they go to 16. Yeah, they're not going to win.
They're not going to win with the burn plan.
Yeah.
They've already used a Fireball. Like, they haven't been playing
What's the
towards the burn
alternative
plan.
here? I mean,
the alternative is finding the Medivh, using the Alex for healing, and getting big minions off Medivh to close.
That's fair enough.
Hoping that their opponent doesn't have Twisting Nether. They didn't see it in the 2 Warlock games that they had played already.
not only that, but Twisting Nether was not G2's deck last week.
Right. So they probably suspect no Twisting Nethers.
And that's actually kind of funny. I want to footnote that, because G2 has swapped back and forth between having and not having Twisting Nether.
I think it's a smart idea.
Really tough to play against week to week.
Mm-hmm.
I figured this would happen.
They're going for the Alex. I mean, you counted up the burn. It doesn't make it.
They get a Pyroblast from that, does it? 23. No, they're still off. They didn't draw into the burn spell.
Well, they have one more Fireball left.
There you go. 5 cards left in the deck.
You're saying that now they need to glyph into a Pyroblast and draw a second Fireball.
It sounds more difficult when you put it that way.
And
yeah, a little bit more now.
What happens if they have like Mixtress and Mixtures #2? They still have the
semantics.
Well, this is all the healing now, right? Like both Siphon Souls, I think, are gone. This is the second Mixtress. Both Earthen Rings are gone.
Look, we can see the hands. It's obviously very different, but put yourself in the hot seat. You draw Alex Draws Afresh. What else are you going to do?
Well, you count up the numbers and see where it goes, but
hope they don't have healing.
Let's hear what Tempo Storm has to say about it.
I don't know where your math's at, but they're at
a lot.
32. Practically.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna glyph.
Okay.
Nice.
What? That's terrible.
After Blizzard, I guess. I don't know where you're not. Like, it's not possible, right? Like, you know they have another soul, they have another mistress. Like, if they had no healing, we'd still be off by 3. We'd have to glyph something.
Yeah, I think... Was there a better line, though?
Yeah, you just glyph for Flame Strike and then clear the board and try and draw the Medivh.
That makes
sense. It's not great, but I mean,
it's a line.
It's there. Yeah.
So
my bad.
bloody decisions.
It's okay. They've got him grow back. I just want to say it's kind of a bad draw, right? Like Alex, the 6-card Pyroblast came before it, and then like Medivh is also not in the deck, and we didn't draw Mana Worm early, so
yeah.
It's an interesting game. I think it's Glyph. Like, definitely to start.
Okay, that's probably one of the better ones.
Hold up. Can we... we can't draw because we don't have enough time. So you have to pick Tome, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we got it anyway. Perfect.
Okay, there is some path to victory here.
Maybe. Our next
much? It's like 5, 6, 9.
It's little was Hellfire.
Do we want to do it though?
Why not? They have no Alex.
Yeah, I think we do it actually.
They have
we
second block, but we force them into playing block this way.
Yeah, I like it.
Our Spellbreaker dies though.
It doesn't matter, man.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Hero power also first before you Hellfire.
Hellfire last.
So hero power first?
Yes.
Yeah, just not last. That's what matters.
Your magic shall not save me.
Void blocking. Hellfire.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's pretty important to pop them so they don't have any chance.
Don't think they have a chance anyways. It's too much damage to deal.
I mean, they have some weird concept like medieval shenanigans. I don't know. It can happen.
They don't. We have Nether.
Some Lyra and stuff.
Yeah, but they can like get lucky with medieval outcomes.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're running low on cards.
Oh, I don't know about you, but Gandalf lied to me. That Medivh was not exactly when they meant to be there.
Yeah, they needed to find that a little bit earlier so that they could get more value out of their blizzards and actually start, you know, putting the pressure on the Warlock. As soon as that transition to Gul'dan was made, you know, on that turn 10, which is a nice and early Gul'dan, the game was pretty much over from there. G2 was in full control of the game. That's 3 wins on the table for Warlock now.
They look like they're in full control of this set as well. That is bad news if you're in Tempo Storm's seat.
Right. Tempo Storm had such a great opening with the Rogue, but their counters that they brought to try and beat Warlock just aren't working. They brought Taunt Warrior that they queued first into the Warlock, didn't work at all, and now they brought this Burn Mage, which seems like a decent secondary counter to Warlock, but just not even close at the end there.
Medivh and Alexstrasza were both buried.
Sure.
Gul'dan showed up early.
It's not the way you want the draws to pan out.
No,
for
not
sure.
at all. That's the inverse.
Honestly, I don't think that kind of mage deck is that strong against the control Warlock.
You need those big cards. You know, when I've played that matchup, in my practice, my opponents have been keeping Alexstrasza and keeping Medivh in their opening hands.
Really?
And I'm like, that's weird. Why would you keep that? And they go, what, am I going to kill you with a Mana Worm? And I was like, well, I guess not. I mean, there's like 36 removal spells in the Warlock deck, so Mana Worm will chip through for some damage, but the gist of it is that Alexstrasza, you want to be providing the bulk of that, because you don't want to be using burn spells on face early on.
Right, you don't want to use burn spells on anything throughout the whole course of the game until the end.
And so Alexstrasza and Medivh are the 2 big points of that. Either you get a lot of minions or you get a lot of burn from the Alexstrasza. I mean, you can take a look at Warlock. It's been a fantastic performer for a lot of teams here.
It's 70% or more for a couple of teams here. That's ridiculous.
And now, granted, G2 just won 3 straight games with Warlock, but Misfits, I mean, we saw it earlier. They've had some struggles with Warlock in the past.
They have 71% win rate with Warlock. That's disgusting.
The thing, is when they're using it very effectively. Warlock is not a deck that you take on a ladder and dominate with.
Right. It's a counter deck usually. We see though, like Stansifka and Pokrovak are 2 of the most prominent Warlock players in the world, and they're both on Team Misfits, so it makes sense that they have a 71% win rate with Warlock.
Yeah, and remember, this is a big match for both teams. G2, they started out wonderful in Trinity Series, but since then, it's been a little bit rough. And for Tempo Storm, they just picked up their first win last week, so they had that momentum behind them, but now I feel these 3 Warlock games in a row may have deflated that.
Right, and if they do not win here, they're out.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, so they really need to win here. And not only do they need to win, but it would really help if they won convincingly too, because their only hope is going for that kind of like 3rd or 4th spot.
Yeah, so I mean, they could still rattle off 4 straight wins here. That has not been unseen in Trinity Series. You know, it's Hearthstone. Anything can happen at this stage, but right now they need to take care of this Warlock. It's working overtime.
It's going to get progressively harder to beat the Warlock as, you know, the first best answer gets beaten. The second best answer just got beaten. Now they're bringing their 3rd best deck against the Warlock out. And, you know, if they keep falling short, pretty soon they're going to have super unfavorables. This is what I wanted to see in the beginning against the Warlock. I felt Murloc Paladin is extremely strong against controlling Warlock decks, and you can just put out so much pressure so fast, and even if it gets board cleared, you pretty much always have reload because your whole deck is just gas.
And that's why you think they should have brought it out. Despite all the board clear potential, you think that the reload is strong enough.
The reload is just constant. Like, every card you draw, you're like, oh, another good mid-range minion, sweet. You just keep throwing them on the table. Like, it's just so much gas in the Paladin deck. But we see the Grimscale Chum, which oftentimes means no Stonehill Defender, and instead has the Cold Light Seers, which is slightly less gas, because Cold Light Seer does not reload as fast as Stonehill Defender. So
now, that being said, if you land a Cold Light Seer in the face of no pressure, that protects you from Hellfire.
Yeah, but
that can protect you from Defile.
Usually it doesn't work too well against Defile.
Of course, here's problem number 1.
Yeah, when they get their early drops, they can kind of contest some of your minions a little bit. But he does have the Chum to, you know, fight right back. If there's no coil, this works out. If there is a coil, it's a sad day.
This is what the Chum is in here for. It's meant to do this exact thing, is fight against little tiny minions early on, and then provide still some presence with your second small wave. Now, granted, Murloc Tidecaller is not exactly small waves, but we see Hellfire waiting in the wings.
All right, let's head on into Tempo Storm and hear what there's going through their head about this matchup.
Not trading, right? Like, you do face 2 damage, we trade, you don't heal anyway.
Yeah, it's only if you'd think we'd make a mistake. We want to split up the power, right? So Tidecaller number 1, the 1/2 gets played first.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
Although, there is a counter to that. The 1/2 is more vulnerable to drains.
Right, but I mean, Strange Soul versus Shadow, the 2 things they have, right? I think it's okay to do this.
And they have 2 Drain Souls and 1 Shadow Ball, right? So I'm kind of convincing myself that the other Tidecaller is better. Also, if we keep this one at just 1, when we play the War Leader, it's just well, it's 4. But we waste, like, less buffing, since we'd probably trade to protect the Tidecaller. The better one. So I think we play the better Tidecaller first.
We're all in on the stronger Tidecaller.
Yeah, I mean, we're all in against 1 Shadow Bolt as opposed to against 2 Drain Souls, is the math argument.
Sure, I agree with that. Let's go buff the 2/3 then.
Okay.
Step.
Well, they can koi Megazord.
Yeah, we have to tap here. We can't do anything else, man. It's always step. And we just see what he does.
They might go Seer.
I think. The War Leader's not great. Yeah. Looking for plus health, or Divine Shield, or even Death Rattle is like acceptable.
Nice. Divine Shield.
Divine Shield, perfect. Let's take that.
We can... Twitch chat will cheer for us to pick attack.
No.
They'd be wrong, though.
Aren't they always?
Most of the time.
Okay. This looks fine to me.
Does this change anything?
No.
Yeah, we don't have a clear. So just spell B.
12 for next turn, yes.
I think we have the spell break here.
Looks good.
Your magic shall not save.
I think we're in a good spot.
Good trade here. Like if they volley.
I kind of think like War Leader's okay.
Yeah, I think War Leader trade the silenced one off.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's do that.
Which path?
I definitely don't think
really greedy.
No, Megasaur's not. No, we don't need to do that. No.
Yeah.
We want to save it. Have them at 3 health.
Yep.
I mean, we're still kind of blown out by spell power defile, but we're just gonna have to hope they don't have that. 7/12, we win with +3 attack. We win with. They're going for
nice
coil, I guess. Okay.
Finja?
Finja, yeah.
We have to.
Wait a moment.
We do.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I can't. Oh, this hurts me.
It's fine.
Yeah. Nah, we have to. Yeah, it's okay.
We can siphon into Nether. I think it's fine.
Oh man, no, it's not fine. It's like a Drain Soul, man.
They're running out of cards.
Well, the Murlocs have set sail.
They're putting in good work so far, but G2 does have the Twisting Nether, which is one of the best tools at stabilizing.
Windmill slamming this Gentle Megasaur, then I'm windmill slamming that Bone Mare.
Well, you play the Chum first, right?
Nope, Defile.
Oh, makes a lot of sense.
I'm not hero powering either.
Okay. Sure, I can see that. There hasn't been too many good opportunities for Defile to come out. Try and find plus attack on the Megasaur.
And you might be looking at it and be like, well, they don't have to spell power to Drain Soul Defile. You've heard Chump talk about it. They have 2 Drain Souls in the deck. I'm not a fan of the Chump because A, it doesn't buff anything in hand. B, it's something you hold for Bone Mare if the board gets cleared. So Wind Fury looks awful good to me, but so does Plants. But
Wind Fury's more damage now, and then they have less health.
Plants are more damage later.
Well, depends if they have Defile or not. If it's Defiled, then it honestly helps them clear because It acts as the 2 for them.
That's why I wouldn't play the Chum.
So if they take plants, then G2 Esports can play Earthen Ring Farseer and then Defile, and it'll clear the board.
That's the case I like Wind Fury. And I like the hold there because the Bone Mirror with Finja now threatens lethal in this way.
Yeah,
Smart
that is
play.
disgusting. That's so much damage that gets to come in. Is there any way they can make a Defile happen? Doesn't look like it.
I'm not seeing it.
No.
I wonder.
They can stop this lethal.
I think they have to tap.
Oh, so you can Siphon Soul and Voidwalker and stop the lethal?
Hey, give him a Finja. Hey, you have Defile, though. I don't know.
And then the Finja sets up your Defile?
All right.
You're a little low on life. You're not where you want to be.
A little?
A little, yeah. You don't have a lot, but
Yeah, a big deal. I mean, you know...
more than 0.
You're at that point where if you block the Hadouken, you die, but...
Right. You just if they don't have a weapon follow-up, you're
just gotta jump over all of them.
Right, you just dodge it really quick.
Around the corner.
Yeah, like a crane kick.
Yeah, that's exact. Crane kick's a very defensive, evasive action.
Honestly, you were convincing me earlier that it's a very versatile kick.
Oh,
they have the Cold Light Seer instead of the Stone Hills, indicated by the Chum.
Drop the Spellbreaker, maybe? Or just go for the Bone Mare?
I like the Bone Mare. It's too much damage to pass up on, right?
A lot of damage. You also get to thin out Murlocs this way. You start drawing Tyrion, Curator, your big stuff.
That's the thing about Murloc Paladin, man. They get AoE'd easy, but the threats keep coming.
They don't stop coming.
And they don't stop.
Job's done.
So listen to G2. Big twisting another turn for them. Can they recover?
Wait, is Thanos Defile
what about
better?
Thanos Defile? It doesn't clear, so Nazir.
No, it doesn't, right?
Yeah,
Oh, it does if you play Farseer. But then it doesn't kill the Bone Mare. So yeah, we just Nether.
No, you Nether. You Nether.
It doesn't
Okay, now it begins.
No Tyrion.
Okay, Rallying Blade, Cold Light Seer, let's go. They can't be allowed to get to turn 10, okay?
Yeah.
Hero Power, Cold Light Seer, Rallying Blade. We're going for this. Jesus, if we did that differently, we could put them to 3. And 1 with the Rallying Blade top deck. But
Right.
Unless you draw anything. That's bad.
Oh, Thanos Dream.
Ooh, that's a good draw.
We heal 3. But
we
you
need to
don't
kill
wanna leave.
1/1.
Yeah, we need to kill 1/1. So what if we go Defile? And then Thanos drains Soul Farseer.
You want to play around the Consecration or what?
I think the line. No, oh no. I think you go.
Oh wait,
Play around
what
Bone
about Defile, Drain Soul, and play Thanos after with Farseer?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That you heal 1 extra.
this is
you
what I
have to
said.
Thanos.
This is what I-
Then you have to Thanos on board, and you can Earthen Ring. Yeah, that's the line.
But you waste the Defile.
No, you don't.
No, it doesn't matter.
It's
like
not. I mean,
Defile, then Thanos drains Soul.
it's not a waste. No, it's
Yeah,
you
this is
have
what I
to
wanted to
clear
do.
it.
Yeah, we do this, it's fine.
We just need to survive now. The final push for them.
I like it. We draw a card with Thanos next turn.
Yeah, it deals with the 1/1.
We have a lot of good draws in the deck. They don't have Tyrion because they would have played it.
I think
We
they
make
have,
Bone
like,
Mare.
situational card.
We make Bone Mare quite bad.
Yeah,
There for a lot of time.
the Seer was really bad there.
Which path to choose? Which path to choose? I must act now.
Your thoughts?
I think we have to play it all now, and then just kill the 3/3. Like, we just don't have enough damage to go face, right? So we swing
Yeah,
into
I
3/3.
mean, that's what I was thinking until I was thinking if we could, like, possibly make it so that they could do the Abyssal, but there's no way to do that.
Yeah.
And if they play Abyssal here, which, or, yeah.
I mean, to play around Abyssal, we would swing face and hope to top deck another rally.
Yeah. I don't think...
Ooh. I think that G2 is really close to getting out of this one.
Very close. They're teetering on the edge of stabilization. If they find the Death Knight at any point, they pretty much have the game on lock. But at the same time, there's a lot of big cards left in the deck for Tempo Storm.
Well, that second Abyssal's not going to be good in hand. But they do have a shield up at the moment. Weapon's still good. Sunkeeper Tarim.
Not bad.
It's not bad.
I like it. It's
It's
strong.
actually quite strong.
It's real good.
G2's on the back foot again.
G2's in trouble. It's a good top deck.
That's a great top deck.
Fantastic.
So listen to G2. Can they get there?
It's on the hill first, yeah.
Out of my jungle.
Lakari? We can tap in Lakari, I don't know.
No, no, I don't want to tap anymore. I want to maybe pick 4.
No, I like Lakari. He's the best.
Is he better than...
We picked Twin Emperor and played...
Yeah, I think it's also Twin Emperor and just play...
Okay, Twin Emperor, sure.
Oh, no, we play Twin Emperor if we play it right now, yeah.
Yeah, we just played here, right? I mean...
And pass, right?
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, 4-6. Oh, so bad.
Decent.
Yeah, it was pretty bad options. You could get 4-7 for 5.
You can double Valley trade into the 1-4.
What would Uther do?
Otherwise, we can't like really get past it.
Yeah, do we... Let's see, if we hit that one... No, that's no good. Okay, I'm down for that.
Yeah, so it's Gobane and then Hero Power, and we just want to... We wanted to land on the 1-4, right? Because they played Coil already and Defile. So we want to...
Yeah, sure.
Reporting for duty.
It's quite annoying.
3-6. Good.
I dribble done.
Value trade.
Did we play an...
No. We have Void Walker extra. You trade Void Walker and 4-6 now? Into 6.
And then you...
And then you go down and kill the... I don't know. Probably 3-2.
You did 3-2, right? Or do you do the 4-1?
Trade 3 first, yeah. No, 4-1 is dies to Void Walker.
Okay. We can't die, right? No, we cannot die. We have 3 with taunts. Yeah.
We have 8.
Yeah. We get too many taunts.
No, yeah.
And we also get... Yeah, we also get Abyssal. This is good. Then we have the Hero Power. We can go like Hero Power and Force.
Yeah.
The menagerie is for guests only.
Too late.
I think it's a bit late for them, yeah.
They played double Megasaur already. So they don't have the Megasaur. They have a second skill bane.
We'll have to give up the taunt. It doesn't matter if you have to give up the taunt.
Oh, that's pretty annoying outcome.
Wait, what? It's Enforcer Coil on the
Yeah, Enforcer Coil Hero Power.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking of the trade. Yeah, it's still good. Oh, nice. Nice.
Still gotta beat Tyrion.
Yeah, we beat Tyrion, right?
Yeah, we beat everything, man.
If you hero power the Divine Shield, you heal 0.
Well played. Awesome.
Warlock is doing work.
Yeah, Warlock, man.
Let's call it work clock.
No quest mage. Hop, hop, hop.
Oh my gosh, Firebat. This is code red for Tempo Storm.
Yeah, that was all of the classes that were kind of good against Warlock, all completely smashed by the Warlock. It doesn't seem like they have And they weren't planning to verse Warlock with their Paladin. Their Paladin has the extra Murloc package instead of the more value-oriented things like Stonehill Defender in it. So it just didn't have quite enough gas to go the distance. It was really close for a while there, but as soon as the Death Knight was drawn, G2 was able to stabilize and take care of business.
Bloodreaver Gul'dan is just sick.
It's an absolutely disgusting card. So much healing, so much damage.
Just the pace of play for these two as well. They've been hurrying up a lot in this one. I mean, we've been typically seeing turns go 60+ seconds for most teams as they discuss things and they wait a bit not to give away information. I think I can feel the energy of both teams almost. The discussion and the pace of play. They know that this is a super important match and it's getting to them.
Tempo Storm needs to keep their heads up, man, because if they're going to come back and stay in the Trinity Series, they need to, win or at least do well so they have decent tiebreakers to maybe squeak into 3rd and 4th.
I think it's got to be a win from here.
Yeah, they have to, win a bunch of games in a row to even have a chance to stay in the Trinity Series. I mean, of course, they're still going to stay in, but, I mean, make it to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. It's, something really big to think about is you got Shaman and Warlock to win all these games with. If G2 just won 4 straight with Warlock, why can't you?
There you go. That's the attitude you need. But a lot of times you'll see people in these situations start to get down on themselves. You had a 1-3 record. Things aren't going your way. You can complain about the RNG of your opponent's Warlock or whatever and then get down on yourself and find yourself in a spot that you don't want to be in.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Exactly. That's going to be the important thing for Tempo Storm is they need to keep their spirits up and they need to stay focused here.
Galaxy Quest is 80% of the wisdom that I have in my adult life. And that's what Tempo Storm needs right now.
That's what they need.
They also need 4 more wins.
4 more wins would be ideal.
A little bit more important than Galaxy Quest, but...
And on the other side of things, G2 is just, keeping on, keeping on. If they keep doing the same thing, they should just get easier for them because these are decks Tempo Storm has felt less comfortable than the previous, 4 decks that Warlock beat.
And to me, that's one of the big pressure points for last year's standings, that you typically have to queue up strong in your opponent. In Conquest, it's can your 3 decks win? In this format, it's can you survive the onslaught?
Right, and it doesn't look like Tempo Storm's anti-Warlock stuff is good enough.
And Shaman could be quite weak to Warlock. However, Tempo Storm played this deck last week, I believe. Don't know if they made changes or not, but it was a Jade Shaman they played. It still plays an Evolve package in here, but it's much more oriented at getting towards top end as the game continues.
And Jades can be a little bit vulnerable to Defile because you create a 1-1, then a 2-2, then a 3-3. And you talk about a good way to line up into a Defile.
Yeah, but then you play a 4-4 and a 5-5 and a 6-6.
All right. So later on, it gets a little better.
They will gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Okay. And were there Bloodlusts in this variant, or is that what they're cutting for these extra Jade cards?
I don't believe I saw Bloodlust last week. However, I cannot say that I remember for certain.
Right. So,
but something big has shown up.
For their sake, hopefully they have Bloodlust, because one of the key ways you're going to be able to beat Warlock is, that extra burst damage. Because once you get a board to stick, it's usually not sticking very long against Warlock. They have Twisting Nether, they have Hellfire, they have Abyssal Enforcer, they have Defile. So you really kind of need to close it quickly.
There's no question that this is an uphill battle for Tempo Storm. However, it is quite winnable.
Man.
Oh my.
That hill just got steeper.
Yes.
Yeah.
And slight uphill slopes were already one of my weaknesses, but
now it's raining.
Yeah.
Pretty soon it's probably going to hail. Like, it's just not a good time to be hiking.
Watch after my pet patches.
All right, let's check in with Tempo Storm and see how they're doing climbing this mountain.
Good clear, actually. Just leave up the Flame Tongue? Because they don't have a threat next turn, right? Actually, I want to just Spirit on curve, I think.
Yeah.
I don't see a great reason to clear because I feel like this clear is going to be available to. We just Flame Tongue patches hero power. We fit in an extra hero. It's not bad.
Yeah, it would have been pretty bad if the Flame Tongue went.
Why do they always have this kind of hand? Somebody want to tell me?
Well, now we have the clear at least.
No, we don't.
4-7 to that one.
We're off by 1.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're gonna do it. So I think we just totem and then do it. Agreed. Or we could put out 2 threats. We can go Mana Tide and Flame Tongue, and then just clear up the 4/7. Maybe the 4/5 in that case.
Yeah, probably the 4/5. And then you get to keep the healing totem around. Or rather, you get to keep both of those around, since we would... Oh, no. You get to keep healing. Sure. Yeah, I like this. 4/5.
Actually...
Isn't just Despicable trade the Mana Tide better?
Well, let's think about this one.
I like Shadow Bolt. Or actually Drain Soul Coil as well. It's better probably even.
Why do you want to kill it?
Because we want to have removal.
Nah, Mana Tide and Flame Totem are minions you want to kill.
Exactly. And
But they double evolve next turn.
Why? Why do they play that? Like, why don't they?
All cards from Mulligan.
Okay. So, Drain Soul Coil.
Tap first. We still can siphon and trade with other guy. And we are getting closer to Defiles.
Sadly, I think that is our best line.
Patches Thrall.
Yeah,
Is what you're saying, or
our options aren't really... We don't really have that many options here. Unless you can see a better one.
That's not really. That's not amazing. I agree with Patches Thrall probably.
Yep. Hit for 1 first.
I'm in charge now. I am the frozen heart of the Scourge.
Those are really good. All right, never mind. This is a great.
Dang. Look at that! Patches is so good!
That Shaku Bristlebane pull? Okay.
Well, that is a good evolve, but I do want to point out G2 is missing 1 of 2 things. Number 1, they did not do their homework last week, or number 2, they have forgotten it because they did play Doppelgangster Evolve.
No.
Calling them out!
Trust.
Man, that was a good evolve, though. You can't really hope for 2 better 3-drops there. That's
4/7s maybe?
4/7, yeah, Injured Blade Masters, those would have been nice, yeah.
I'll take them. So if they can upgrade into a 7/7 here, they're gold.
Well, you want to swing with the Shaku first and, you know, pick up like a Twisting Nether or the Death Knight. That would be sweet. Because there's one way to beat Gul'dan in the late game, and that is becoming Gul'dan.
What about a 6-mana Warlock card that does something to the board? Is there anything that does that?
6-mana Warlock.
What's something that could get value and they can evolve? I guess a 5-mana.
5-mana.
Doom?
Doomguard sometimes?
Bane of Doom.
Bane of Doom.
Summon Draxus.
Bane of Doom,
Upgrade
summon a Doomguard.
That works too?
That's better, yeah.
Yeah.
Kazakus is sweet.
Eventually, I think that finds a place here, because I don't think this match is ending anytime soon.
Right.
Like
Kazakus
this
will
game's
come
gonna go
into
on for a while.
play at some point and have some effect later. I'm not so sure how much clear is in this Shaman deck, but Gul'dan on 10 might be too much of an obstacle for them.
Yeah, it is a big one.
Alright, just evolve into a taunt, protect the Shaku. Meatwagon threatens to pull Primal Fin or Flame Tongue.
That's the 2nd Mana Tide, correct?
That's the 2nd Mana Tide. So there's 2 Primal Fins, 1 Flame Tongue.
G2 does not know that, however. But I anticipate Shadow Bolt.
They probably assume that there are those tokens. And that's not what you want to see as Tempo Storm. They got to thin their deck a little bit, which is kind of nice, but the downside is they don't get to place the Flame Tongue totem where they want. This isn't a good Flame Tongue totem board. So
it's actually quite poor because it's isolated.
Right. The only upside is if G2 Esports wants to kill the Flame Tongue, they have to leave up the Shaku. Or utilize, you know, extra removal.
Yeah. What I can tell you is they want to kill the Shaku.
Yeah, I imagine they just trade into the Shaku and then drop a 5-drop.
It's a good one. Storm is yet to be able to snag board control.
Yeah, Tempo Storm has a shockingly low amount of tempo.
These are starting to get pretty big, though.
They combo it nicely with Evolve, too. Look at that. Well, Gruul's kind of cool, but the rest are kind of sad.
I get it.
Yeah.
Gruul's kind of cool, but if Cruel was... I don't know where I was going with that. Let's listen to G2. They have better stuff to say than I do.
On the 8-8, man.
Siphon on the 8-8 and double.
Like, this minion is just so strong.
So then we tap, or do you want to play the Tainted?
Tap first.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always Siphon. We can trade a Drake now and Tainted Hellfire.
It's better to Siphon.
It's not good. It's better to Siphon, yes.
Can play mixtures.
Valley Trade Dragon. Seems good. So they have Storm in the deck.
Oh,
As a realistic sidekick here.
So Chieftain, Hero Power, or you can go Spirit, Mana Tide, Hero Power. I don't like that as much.
Yep, let's go for an 8-drop, which is really good.
One time. Or give me that Anomalous. It doesn't do it. It doesn't feel like it actually just doesn't feel like anything.
Wait.
No, we can't kill it.
Thanos Shadowball double trade is working.
Nah.
And then play out like Farsi or something, I don't know.
Or maybe you go... Yeah, Telnos is better then, yeah.
I don't see how...
Tap first? Or do you know?
No, if you play Farsi, we can tap.
Yeah, it's just...
Actually, play Mistress and tapping is better, right? Just better play.
Yeah.
Does this change?
No, we don't use it here.
You can use Siphon and then trade the Drake only.
Oh! And play Mistress.
Yeah, and play mixtures then, yeah.
I like that more too.
We have double spell power defile.
We just chill.
But the other line was good. You killed it 5-5. Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna play Jade Spear and evolve the Spirit.
Sounds good.
PogChamp. 5 drops. Ooh, nice. This is really good. Play Mana Tide as well.
Yeah, great.
And Firefly as well, I think.
Okay.
Alright, we got board control, kind of.
Look, all I know is that
what about
our producer, Ian,
and this Kazak
believes in me.
Glad to hear it. But I do not believe that Tempo Storm is in a good spot. I'm starting to lose some faith here. Yeah. You look at that Warlock hand. You talk about what Shaman's weak to. They're weak to board clears. Well, they got Twisting Nether. They got Hellfire. They have Abyssal Enforcer, and they can pair those with Spell Power. And then if they're not under enough pressure, they can just Gul'dan, which I'd love to see come out here.
If it's 10 mana...
And you're not going to die, I think you play it. And they're not going to die. And they can play it.
They've shown patience.
They're so patient with the Gul'dan. It's working out. They want to deny the card draw the Mana Tide. That's
I think it's 2 rows to Eldorado.
I think it works out. They just really value making sure that the Shaman doesn't get extra cards so that when they do transform into Gul'dan, their hero power can exhaust their opponent that much faster.
Yeah, I mean, if you can use your bad cards to do it, why not?
Sure.
And when I say bad cards, I mean cards that are not super effective right now.
Yeah. Well, this Kazakis is like the only hope for Tempo Storm now. They have to hope they get really good evolves and hope maybe Kazakis can do something.
They also had to hope that wasn't in hand.
Now, Kazakis can beat this sometimes.
Oh, come on.
That's probably a way.
That is ridiculous.
If it's active, it's not even active
Wait a minute.
now.
7/7 goes into an 8-drop. Anomalous?
Anomalous would be needed, yeah. Ooh,
oh.
There we go. There's some action. All right.
Oh, now this is not action.
Wow, that just dies.
Yeah, I know.
The hero power plus Defile just kills that. That's insane. So the most effective thing against Shaman is, effects like Consecrate, for example. And G2 Esports does that every turn for 0 mana.
And attacks rate.
And attacks rate. That's... Wow.
Now, granted, it took a while to get to that point, but It was very decisively going their way.
Interesting. They value the Defile more. That makes sense. Defile's really good. Yeah, in case there's Doppelgangster evolved.
I mean, they have double spell power for it. They get to clear, quite literally, any board that happens. Tempo Storm, they're on the back foot. They need a miracle.
Your time to shine. Or Aya. Doppel or Aya. You know, something. Give me something.
Cool.
PogChamp. Aya.
You did it.
Am I evolving this 8/8 into a 9-drop? What do I get? Sogoth?
Whatever, we need the high roll.
But the 8/8 is a high roll, John.
The 8/8 isn't good enough. It's probable that we're gonna lower a roll, but I feel like we just need to find out what's in there. We need Sogoth or something.
You know, just because you're the mayor, I'll trust that we'll get Mayor Noggenfogger, right? Or something.
Oh, yeah.
Is that good? I don't
No, that would be pretty bad.
What other 9-drops are there? They're all, like, really bad.
Sogoth or bust, man. We're clearly not going to win with this board, so you just need to try to hide.
Sogoth or bust, I agree.
Alright, cool.
Okay. I don't want to evolve again, right?
No.
I'm trying to save this for Doppel.
You want to trade the...
No, just will be the Aya and trade 5/5 and 3/3. Play 5.
Yeah, this is what I was saying.
Magic shall not save.
But we don't have to decide. I was thinking maybe there is some cool fancy clear with Defile, but there is not.
No.
Just get one Doppel, we're fine.
Well, we are one step closer to getting Kazakus online now.
Oh god, why is there no Doppelgang?
Maybe you'll find one out of this portal.
Can we? I don't think we can afford to wait. I don't know. Okay, so next time we draw Doppel Evolve, we're at 14, we take 10. He can't kill us yet, so we need to heal off of the thing. And then we need to draw Galaka Crawler and then go for 5 mana off of Kazakus. I don't know if Trumpet's dwindling.
Well, we're playing Portal, right?
Yes. I think we're also playing the Kazakus. I'm looking for 5-drop. Whatever. Maybe we just have to stick to the game plan. PogChamp. That Doomsayer is really good, actually. So
I don't mind.
I mean, we just attack 3, hero power it. It's fine.
Wait, can it go to fatigue somehow?
We have lethal. 7, 10, 14 with Telnos.
Oh yeah, we do.
Saved.
Thanks, guys. I was like, do we kill the Doomsayer or do we not?
I was counting fatigue, like much value do we have?
He was calculating fatigue. It's good to count.
We are at 3, guys. Saved.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, 5-2. Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah, that is such a dominant performance that entire game, and they were still thinking ahead while they had lethal at the end there. You heard them talking about what happens when this goes to fatigue, and they just sitting there with lethal in their hand.
Yeah. Wait, we have lethal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Sometimes
you can kill the Doomsayer or you can kill Tempo Storm.
Right. Look at that match score right there. Just Warlock, 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 Warlock.
G2 is like the sweep team.
Yeah, they just pick one deck every week and just try and sweep.
It's so weird. Like, no other team in Trinity Series has really duplicated this style as much as G2 has. Just over and over again, one of their decks has just been dominant in a series.
Yeah, as soon as they get on a roll with something, they don't stop. They just take away with it. And now it all comes down to this, a Warlock mirror.
Look, they've won 5 in a row. You can do almost that. If you can do almost that, you win. But why haven't they played it up to this point?
Probably because it's like a Zoo.
Doesn't Zoo do well in that matchup?
I think Zoo does do well in that matchup, but
maybe it's not Zoo. Maybe it's very anti-aggro.
Right, maybe it's like 4 crabs control Warlock or something.
Oh, goodness.
Something overly teched to beat up on aggro.
I want to remind everyone as well, Eloise was unable to make the match. She was in flight for this series for Tempo Storm. I have to say the leadership has been stepped up greatly on both sides of these teams, and I think that was a very big point for both of them. Teams that have had good leadership have had the best records thus far. But for Tempo Storm, they need a miracle now.
Right. If they lose 6-2, it is very hard-pressed to see any sort of results that could make them make it to the finals. They might need to win out every game from here on in. Not match, every game. Like if they lose this 6-2 to have a chance even at the finals.
They need something big.
They need something huge.
It's a big match for both, but much bigger for Tempo Storm. G2 is looking to pull ahead in that pack. And it is Zoo for Tempo Storm.
Yeah, I don't think Zoo is actually that bad versus the controlling Warlocks. Like, control Warlocks have, like, a lot of board clear, but Zoo can oftentimes just get there because of how aggressive it is and just the life tap ability. You clear their board once, they get to tap, reload their hand, you have to clear it again, and, you know, rinse and repeat until you're dead.
I mean, they have Blood Reaver cooldown as well.
Right. So it's interesting to me that it took Tempo Storm this long to bring this out to challenge the Warlock. I'm not sure the exact stats on the matchup, but I can't imagine it's actually that much favored for the Control Warlock.
What would you be mulliganing for in this matchup? I don't think Voidwalker's a keep.
I like keeping the South Sea Captain. I think that's one of the most powerful early game cards. It's a 3-mana 5/5.
They have coin as well.
I would be mulliganing for Prince and, you know...
Flame Imp.
Flame Imp, Prince, Captain.
Not that one.
Not that one, no. I think Captain's pretty decent, though.
Captain would have gotten punished here as well. They mulligan 3 cards. That would have been the pickup right there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they've drawn... This is the 3rd time Tempo Storm has drawn patches this series.
You got to feel for them at this point. I mean...
They're playing against a deck where they need to be the aggressor and they need to put pressure on early, and they've drawn patches 3 times. Like, that's just heartbreaking. Well, can get in there for 2.
Well, something's got to give in this one. Tempo Storm on their last leg. Let's find out if they can get there this game.
I'm in charge now.
Speak your peace.
That's not great draws. Yes, tap. I mean, there's no reason not to tap because they have Defy.
Why do you go?
Tap Soulfire.
The only question is Soulfire first or tap first?
I think tap first. You want to save coin and Doomguard, right? So you want to discard Bloodsail Corsair or whatever you draw, because nothing's more important than coin Doomguard.
Okay.
Except for maybe Blood Reaver, but I don't think...
Nah, that's probably a bad card. So yeah, we're just Soulfire.
I'd be fine discarding it, honestly.
That's fine.
Man, I really wanted to coin Doomguard the next turn.
I like where your head's at. That's pretty aggressive.
Guess we're tapping them.
Yep. Ooh.
Breaker, yeah.
So it's... I'm not even sure we play the Corsair since it's fodder. I think the line might be attack, attack, pass.
You don't want to Soulfire it?
So many possibilities.
They were incredibly bad to Dreadlord.
Yeah. Alright, Soulfire and then Doomguard next turn.
Yes.
Sure.
I think so. We just hope we discard the Blood Reaver.
Maybe. Oops. Sorry, I say it.
What? Okay. The Corsair then.
Sure. Well, I mean, it can still be a discard card someday.
No, we just play.
Nah, man, Dread Skill is so... Let's go. I know Doomguard, like, that discard was insane too.
Now, even if they have Doomguard, we can just Farseek Bolt.
It's probably better to tap Mistress Queen.
Yeah. Which is what we're gonna do now.
Yep.
Oh man, the Shadow Bolt here. Oh. Let's go, guys! 6-0ing with the Warlock.
It's a...
I mean, you heard Trump laugh. of the discard. I mean, what else do you do at this point? Like,
nothing went right this game for Tempo Storm.
You Doomguard, you keep the Blood Reaver Gul'dan. That's how you win. That's it.
They need that to happen, but then they're discarding their turn 7
Doesn't
Bone
matter.
Mare.
That's the only way they win. Oh!
Okay,
There
maybe.
is a world! We're on the timeline right now.
Admirable, though. They're playing the Gul'dan second.
That's true, but they're getting 2... Or they're getting 1 Doomguard at least
One
from it.
Doomguard, yeah, they
I was
discarded
wait
the
a
other one.
minute.
That one's gone. But they're playing the second Blood Reaver, so that means
it can happen.
If they have enough life. After G2 plays Blood Reaver, there's going to be a lot of demon pressure on the field.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Well, so they got to draw their own demons. Here we go.
No.
It's a battle. That's no good. They drew patches this game.
Despicable Dreadlord.
That's no good.
It's not the worst.
Yeah, but they don't need not the worst. They need literally the best.
Well, it protects the Doomguard right now.
Look, they need a crane kick to the face, Admirable.
If they draw Dreadlord into Dreadlord,
yes,
that can do it.
That can do it.
There is a timeline. And right now, the Doomguard's protected. It's not dying yet.
Yet.
Probably getting Siphon sold.
Probably. I could see that. Well, you Siphon sold the 2/3, right? So then you can just trade in a Mixtress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full clear the board. You got a 3/1, a 2/2. You're at like almost full health.
Is there any world where you like push 4 face and like...
Honestly, I like that. The aggressive control player way. You don't want to give them the chance to Bone Mare, though.
Yeah.
They need the Dreadlord. Because they need their Gul'dan to be powerful enough to be able to be played into their opponent's Gul'dan.
They keep playing big stuff, though. I mean, the big stuff is not challenged by what G2 has right now.
2 4/4s, you're right, are decent.
I'm trying to find something.
There's not a lot, though.
There's not.
And Gul'dan's coming out next turn for G2.
I have not lost hope yet.
Getting the first Gul'dan's so strong.
Never give up.
So G2 has card advantage. They have board advantage. They have the first Gul'dan, and they have life advantage.
This jungle hides
Jeez. Let's listen to Tempo Storm. Bone Mare's on deck. Gul'dan's coming, but G2's got it again.
Can we afford to tap? Yes, right? Tap Bone Mare. For sure.
First check.
So we just trade the lease, right?
Trade 5/5 and Gul'dan.
Nah, we just trade 5 I think Gul'dan, right?
Ah, wait.
Yeah, I like Gul'dan. Yeah, you go Gul'dan here every time. Not.
That's 2 Voidwalkers and a Dreadlord, I think.
Pretty tough.
How do we do it?
Well, we're playing it, yeah?
Yep.
Yep.
A bargain forged in blood and shadow.
So trade and force your hero power face.
Maybe
Trade in the Doomguard with the 2/2.
Wait, why? Oh,
Because it dies to
yeah.
Enforcer
Yeah,
itself.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. And then you can still hero power the face.
I mean, actually we missed 1 damage, whatever.
No, that's fine. But we heal ourselves more. Yeah, it's better. And just play the Voidwalker.
Why do you call?
No, let's go.
Back it in, Sam. Red bus.
Fear me.
Ah, we don't fear you.
You
Fear away.
Nice, guys.
Awesome. 6-0, boys. With the deck. Oh, wow.
I was so scared after the first games. They were getting
Yeah,
like,
well.
I was like, okay, we're gonna get 6-0 by Rogue.
The Warlock, man.
6-0 with Warlock in this set to take a 6-2 victory over Tempo Storm, and that decisive win puts G2 back in the running for those tiebreaker spots.
Really strong tiebreaker score there. You can't ask for much better than a 6-2 score.
You really can't. I mean, sure, you could ask for 6-1 or 6-0, but this is last hero standing,
right.
best of 11 Hearthstone. You are going to lose some games.
Yeah, your opponents get to counterpick you. And
but what counter pick was here?
There was not
Nothing
good
worked.
enough ones, right? That's the
gracious.
story, man.
Control Warlock can so get the job done. Now, don't go on ladder and just start queuing this deck. You're going to run into a lot of druids and a lot of priests and be upset.
You almost never beat Jade Druid, and you almost never beat the Highlander Priest with the controlling Warlock archetypes, which is why you don't see it on ladder very much at all.
Yeah, but that's why tournaments are designed, is to create ban strategies so that players have maneuverability with all 9 classes.
Right.
The sort of the nature of any game that has changing elements is that there's going to be a queen at some point. The queen is better than knights and bishops, but circumstantially, knights and bishops can work in those circumstances when you ban queen. But we have G2 on the line. It's RDU for an interview. And whoo boy, 6-0 with Warlock. That is something, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a great series. I don't know, it started really badly. I was like super scared after we lost the games. Rogue is always underperforming for us, but it's like it was doing so well for Tempo Storm. And yeah, it's really nice that we managed to break the curse and start rolling.
What is it about you guys? You always seem to have these gigantic performances with a single deck. Is it just fate, or what's going on here?
I don't know. I think we try to play really well consistently, and Warlock really rewards that. If you play Warlock really well, you get rewarded. I think we made some mistakes in like Mage and Rogue. Like, we're also super analytical about our mistakes. Like, we go over the series, we talk what mistakes we did, we talk what cards went well and what cards didn't. We always try to improve our strategy. We always try to improve as players, and we are all hungry for winning the team league and showing that it was just unfortunate that last time we barely didn't qualify, and make up for it by winning this time.
So obviously with Warlock being a big focal point here, I want to talk about the Twisting Nether. Last week you didn't have it, the week before you did. Is this something you guys are intentionally rotating in and out, or is it just, it depends on what you think your opponents are going to bring?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. We are changing things to not be predictable, but we also want to take for specific matchups, for specific situations. And we felt that here it's good against what Tempo Storm usually plays. And yeah, it was very good in that turn. We could clear the board because of it.
And so now that you guys are 3-2, yeah, of course. I mean, now that you guys are 3-2, how are you feeling about your chances in the rest of this series? Are you feeling super confident you're going to make the live final?
Yeah, I mean, we have a very good chance of winning one out of the next 2 matches, even though we're facing very good teams. Virtus Pro that now has Casey and Team Liquid. I think they're going to be tough battles, but it's better to have to win 1 out of 2 than 2 out of 2. I was feeling really confident before the one with Misfits because we had to win 2 out of 4. And if we would have won against Misfits, it would be like pretty much sealed deal. But losing against Misfits kind of gave us a reality check. We try-harded way more for this week. And that's why I was like a little bit upset after the first 2 games, because like we prepared so much for Tempo Storm, and starting 0-2 was not ideal. And fortunately, we still managed to come back and take the series, and that's fantastic. Winning 6-2 is fantastic for our tiebreakers, which matter a lot. Like last time, we didn't care about tiebreakers, and we ended up like losing on 1 game. I think it was in a tiebreaker. We don't want that to happen again.
Certainly don't. Well, congratulations on your win this week, a very decisive one, and that puts you in a good running where the tiebreakers are concerned. It's always a pleasure watching you, and good luck in your next 2 weeks.
Thank you very much.
Holy smokes.
That's
Warlock.
True. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Blood River Gul'dan is just so good.
I mean, we were saying it after like game 1 or 2. What is the most broken card in all of Hearthstone? And I was telling you, Blood Reaver Gul'dan, even without the battle cry, still one of the most insane cards in the entire game.
And you can take a look yourself at the standings after that match from G2. Holy moly, 24-20 game score now. They trail only Complexity, who is yet to play.
And so most likely they're going to be in first place after that performance if Complexity loses.
Yeah, the top 4 teams are going to that live final December 8th through 10th here at the Intel Esports Arena. So that win puts them in great spots for it. But love you lots. Virtus Pro and Complexity are all in the running tomorrow for battle. Here you can see a recap of what happened today. Misfits, much different story in our first series today.
Yeah, our first series today was just counterpick after counterpick, going back and forth the entire way until the very end. And then the second series, counterpick for a little bit, but then just Warlock all the way for a clean sweep. So complete polar opposites you see there. In one, neither team was able to get a runaway deck. They were just trading decks back and forth. And in the other one, G2, just started running away and kept going with that Warlock deck.
Certainly did. And we want to thank everyone for joining us on our special schedule we've had this week. BlizzCon's been happening, so we had to shift it over to Monday and Tuesday today. Of course, we want to give a big thanks to Intel, who's helped us put on this series, as well as ESL and Twitch in this one. Firebat, do you have any final thoughts tomorrow before it's Halloween for Trinity Series?
I guess I just want to say happy Halloween to everybody, and hopefully, we see some tricks and people get rewarded with some treats, with some points on the board.
Yep, and then afterwards you can go out trick-or-treating yourself, but don't eat too much candy. Tomorrow, same spooky schedule that we've had this week. It's Monday, Tuesday, of course, same time on this channel, twitch.tv/ESL_Hearthstone. So we'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time for our second match in week number 5. We'll see you then.